Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone hear us? Let me know in chat if you can hear us right now.
Oh, let me get the chat open. Oh my goodness. Something went wrong. Tap to retry. Oh, you can hear us. You know what? That's what matters. That's what matters.
That's all that matters. Alrighty.
We're here. Oh, so many technical difficulties.
So many.
Arrived. Yeah. No. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Welcome to the future, everyone, where we have fast enough internet to stream.
Yeah.
But only for today.
Only for today, while we steal someone else's vastly superior internet.
Alrighty.
Which is great.
That game looks tiny, you say. That's alright. I can fix that.
Yeah. This is... Look. I may be an expert streamer, but Felix is the one looking after the panel today, so, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm using a computer that isn't my own.
In a place that isn't your own with... Yeah, no, it's pretty messed up. I'm not even using my own headphones. My headphones were not long enough to, like, work in this environment. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to hear anything. It's awful.
Alrighty.
What is happening? This chat is going too fast. You guys are too excited. I love it.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad everyone is too excited.
No, it's good. Oh, my God. So as I see you in there, you better watch out. Oh, no.
Alrighty.
And good morning, everyone. It is a sunny day. It is a sunny, windy day over in Australia on Saturday morning.
It is.
I love being up this early to do some Ciconia. It's going to be the most exciting time. People are sending me messages about Mafia games. Go away. Oh, my God.
Let's try to get this stupid thing full screen.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're in the future, by the way. Don't forget that we do know when the world will end before anyone else will. Saturday the 7th. Big mode. Activate. Yeah, dude. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm glad you guys can hear us. And you can hear the game as well? I hope so.
Well, according to my software, they can hear the game.
Good, good. That's what matters. Alright.
Oh, boy.
42 people? You know what? I reckon we can go higher.
I reckon we can go higher. I reckon we can go higher.
Look, there's 100 people in here. I'll be very happy.
Hundreds of people in here?
100, not hundreds. That implies 200. That's too many. Look, we're not happy.
Cool. So the stream is on a longer delay than I thought. So when I made it full screen, it did actually work. And now we've wasted another few minutes getting it full screen again.
30 seconds.
It seems to be about a minute and a bit.
That's excellent.
So you'll see, or at least I'm seeing on my screen right now, us fiddle with the settings.
Yeah, dude.
Look, there's my desktop. Well, not my desktop, someone else's desktop for the computer that we stole.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Guys, are you ready to get start?
Oh.
Get start.
Get start?
Get start. Good.
Don't you mean get smart?
Oh my God.
Are you ready to get smart?
I'm ready to get
Jokrono,
smart.
Are you ready to solve Ciconia with a half-hour demo? I'm so
Absolutely,
ready.
dude.
Oh, this is going to be the best.
Fantastic. All right.
Alrighty. I will be paying close attention to the chat, so if you want to shout at me any requests, any questions, we'll get to them when we can. I'll be paying attention. But yeah, we're gonna get started, I suppose.
I suppose we should.
Screen. The first screen? Perfect.
It's the first screen.
Oh, you know what the best part of this is that all the stuff we normally cut out is just going to be on full display.
It's just going to be in here.
Every time I say screen or methodological,
what are you talking about? We don't ever cut anything.
I know we don't, but if we did, it'll be on full display.
That's true.
Oh, God. Here we go. Alrighty. In which case, we are at the very first screen, and that beautiful military music is playing in the background.
It is.
So, here's the thing.
No, we don't need to tell them.
I know we don't need to tell them.
But you're going to anyway?
But I think... I want you to do this voice here. Flex.
Well...
Felix, are you prepared?
Am I prepared?
Do you have the video up? Is the question.
Well, I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into, so...
I know you didn't.
So I guess I'll have to pull it up, but it's all right.
I feel like there's only one
there's
video.
only one way to go here.
There's only one man who could possibly prepare us for this over-the-top military introduction.
I'm so happy with this rubbish. It's good to have you all in chat with us.
No. This is going to be great.
Okay.
No. So, you got the video?
Of course I've got the video.
Good. I know you have it favorited and liked and subscribed. So
it's the only thing...
It's the front page on your YouTube.
It pretty much is.
Really, you should make just one account that is just the big DC.
What if I told you that I do have that account, and that's what's currently open on my phone?
Is that really true?
I can neither confirm nor deny these rumors.
I believe it. I believe it. That sounds like a confirmation.
All right,
to me.
let's go.
Here we
Let's
go.
get him up. Let's
Play
get
it
him
up.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland,
He's from
Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh my goodness. Let's heckin' go, my dudes. Oh my goodness.
Let's do it.
To fly freely at the speed of sound like a fighter jet. To fearlessly withstand all attacks like a tank.
Oh, what is this?
To wield the weaponry of a fortress, a warship. What if all these superpowers were compressed into Cleveland, Ohio?
What?
The left arm of a single soldier.
Why the left arm? Why not the right arm? I don't understand.
Because you gotta have your right arm still available for punching.
But what if you're a left-handed person? Like, which arm do you punch with? Why does it matter?
What? I don't... What's your problem?
I'm just saying. Ricochet is very mean to left-handed
Very
people.
mean to
That's what I'm
left-handed
saying.
people?
Prejudiced, I would say. That's the word.
I'm not talking about some Drew Carey hero. What you're looking at is the next generation of soldiers who will defend world peace. I feel like this voice has changed, but it's fine.
You know what? It doesn't matter.
It's not-
Drew Carey's spirit is there. That's what matters.
That's what really matters, and we can always check again if we're concerned about it being wrong.
Okay, perfect.
The aerial augmented infantry, otherwise known as the Gauntlet Knights.
Oh!
This elegant gauntlet worn in the left arm and reminiscent of medieval knights.
Sure.
I can't do the voice. I'm too excited.
I know.
Too excited.
It's all right. I believe in you. You can do it. Just take a deep breath.
The elegant gauntlet worn on the left arm and reminiscent of medieval knights contains all the weapons and technology humanity has given birth to thus far. It controls the 8MS in their bodies and the surrounding air, enabling them to free themselves from the laws of the surface world and surpass them.
There's so much.
Oh! What the fuck?
Oh, that was beautiful.
What is this rubbish?
The AOS transition.
What is this rubbish?
It's the Batman logo. Dude. Oh, it's the Saturday morning cartoon. I love it.
Dude.
Alrighty, I will take the neutral narration, as is
Okay.
tradition.
Okay. Standard.
The video showed a lone boy soldier, a boy soldier,
A boy
lone
soldier?
specifically, wearing a gauntlet on his left arm, standing on a massive airstrip. A whistle blew and his body floated upwards about 10
Guys,
centimeters.
did you catch that? That was a sound effect at the appropriate time. Holy cop.
Ricochet has learned so much.
He's learned so
Since
much.
Human Echo. Yeah. Yeah, he's floating upwards, and then
I'm excited for him to just die straight away.
no, fine. Lone boy will live.
Lone Boy will live?
Lone
Is that
boy
his,
will
is that
live.
his name?
Hashtag Lone boy will
Or
live.
is this our protagonist and we're
That's-
about to
no,
cut out
we're gonna
them?
find out.
Okay.
He literally was floating. Cutting-edge 8MS techniques made it possible to create and control force fields, releasing his body from gravity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're floating around. We're like aliens in space. The whistle blew again, and his floating body danced like a bird, flitting about the space. See what I tell you? The space over the airstrip at will. No airships here.
Uh-huh.
Not yet. If there are no airships,
What?
I'll be disappointed though.
Okay.
We got some
I agree.
steampunk stuff going on here. There ain't no like steampunk airships dropping like automatons on the land below. I'll be disappointed.
I mean, I have seen steampunk jetpacks before, but I feel like this is
Dude.
above jetpacks.
It doesn't matter. It's steampunk. Here we go.
Gauntlets give soldiers the same mobility as an aircraft. Their maximum speed is in no way inferior to the best fighter jets from around the world.
There you go.
And the powerful Gs that would normally put a harsh burden on them have been eased thanks to the anti-G8MS in their bodies.
That's the secret.
Yeah,
you got
know,
some G's, you just get some anti-Gs.
AGMS, whatever the hell that is. This allows them to fly in ways pilots of existing aircraft could never even dream of. Cleveland, Ohio. What the fuck was that?
That's the words. That's words. It's Ricochet flying.
And when taken to an extreme, even ricochet flying is possible. Every time
Ricochet?
okay.
Ricochet.
I was about to no. So there's there's an old episode of the puppeteered version of the Thunderbirds, where they have this radio host who lives in a satellite.
Yeah.
Whose name is Rick
Uh-huh.
O'Shea.
Uh-huh.
And I think of him every time I read that word.
It's perfect.
Every single time.
I do love the font choice for that, like Ricochet flying. It's so fancy you can't even read it.
Is it meant to be like Cyrillic? It looks like
I don't know.
super vaguely Cyrillic.
I don't know if it's supposed to be Cyrillic. There are some strange language choices in this game. I don't even understand it, but
No,
I'm
that's kind
excited
of
to
that's
see.
kind of English. It's just really
No, you can read it. It's just like the I is two triangles, my dude.
the Y just looks like an X.
Yeah, dude. It's fantastic.
Ugh.
The G looks like a B. Anyway.
Batman
transition.
I love that the logo in that transition isn't even high enough resolution for when it zooms in. It's fantastic.
amazing. It doesn't even fit.
It's your narration, sir.
I know. I got this. The video changed scenes. As indicated by that transition, a Gauntlet Knight practicing in the skies above the training grounds was being recorded from behind by a friendly plane in pursuit. In pursuit of the lone boy. Oh, that's some budget there. One moment, the Gauntlet Knight was flying in the elegant, familiar way of a plane, and the next, its trajectory became complicated and bizarre, as if it was being bounced at odd angles, like the diffused reflection of light. Because it looked like they were rebounding fiercely off the walls of a pipe as they flew, this was known as ricochet flying.
Okay.
That's it, ricochet flying. Because it's chaotic and crazy and they're flying all over the gaff. As the word ricochet suggests, the Gauntlet Knight kept flying at fierce, sharp angles all over the gaff without losing any of their speed. Normally flying like this would put enormous G's on their brain and all over their body, likely killing them instantly with all of the G's.
However, 8MS tech has freed them from all the ground's restrictions. Even amazing mid-air movements like these are now possible. And I want you to pay close attention to this footage.
I will.
This is a fire control system trying to take out a Gauntlet Knight.
Like a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're using to destroy fighter jets is just...
That makes sense to me. Just look,
fire extinguishers?
What were the Autobots using half the damn time when they jump up in the air? They were like, fire the fire extinguishers, and they're taking down the Decepticons and shit when they were planes. That happened, right? That happened.
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Starscream is ready. As it tried to target the ricochet flying Gauntlet Knight, a computer-controlled sight indicator with prediction lines, also known as Kissibwibula, kept appearing and disappearing. The Knight's movement, which ignored the common sense of physics, confused the fire control system, and it was completely unable to lock onto its target. All fire control systems created so far were completely useless against Gauntlet Knights.
Oh my goodness. Though they can display this level of mid-air mobility, Gauntlet Knights are not planes. They truly are aerial augmented infantry.
That's the one.
His voice is getting dangerously close to one other dumb protagonist.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just keep going, I believe.
Cleveland, Ohio. Their ability to land and take off is completely unrestricted, so they can carry out tactical operations anywhere a human being is able to stand.
By this point, Gauntlet Knights already possessed all the strengths of fighter jets, VTOL aircraft, and helicopters.
I
All
agree.
of them, all three of those things.
So then, what about their weaponry? You're probably thinking that regardless of their mobility, they'll be completely useless if they don't have the firepower to take down their targets.
That's it.
But when it comes to Gauntlet Knights, that's an utterly needless concern.
They're just so fucking cool.
What is that sound effect saying? It sounds like it's trying to be words,
I
but
don't know.
failing.
I could not tell you. The Dimension Container System, also known as DICS, brought about by cutting-edge 4DP technology,
All right, that's it. You're off. Made it possible for a person to take massive arsenals of weapons and ammunition with them. You can't be inappropriate on stream. We're live. I can't edit these things out. I can't edit these things out anymore.
This is rude.
You gotta be responsible.
I'm gonna be self-controlling? That's ridiculous.
It is.
All right. The scene changed. A lone boy soldier, who was apparently a Gauntlet Knight, stood still in what looked like a vehicle service station. Set about him in a radial pattern were all sorts of weapons and ammunition, like a weapon bargain sale. There were rows and rows of missiles designed for fighter jets, just as many position smart bombs, and even several heavy torpedoes designed for major warships. This was clearly more weaponry than your average fighter jet. Apparently. Furthermore, there were howitzers and their ammunition laid out alongside them, as well as multi-barreled machine guns with ammo belts folded several times over. And that wasn't all. There were also reconnaissance drones, several types of signal flares, ammunition resupply containers, and various construction kits, with everything down to the slightest detail packed in.
This massive set of military ordnance can all be carried by a single Gauntlet Knight, and if they specialize in carrying capacity, they can fit in the same amount of weaponry as an attack carrier.
That sounds untrue.
No, it's perfect. You can fit as much missiles. Look, if you just cram them in there,
Okay, let's
as many as you
just
can.
picture the scene, right? You have our protagonist, Mitake Mio,
Yes.
and they are geared out for carrying.
Yeah, dude.
So basically what? They just open their jacket and just full-sized helicopters just pop out like a clown car?
I was gonna say, it's like the TARDIS, dude. Why don't you pick the clown car when this is the sci-fi equivalent of the TARDIS? This is not even equivalent. It just is the TARDIS.
You have read
That's how it
Ryukishi
works.
stories, right? You do.
I have.
I describe it as a clown car.
It's awful. Awful. Disrespectful at best.
Witness the armament of a battleship and mobility of a fighter jet. This is a Gauntlet Knight, but that's not all. They also possess an ultimate technique that cannot be reproduced with any currently existing weaponry. Watch and learn.
The scene changed, and now it appeared to be an outdoor shooting range.
Oh no.
The same Gauntlet Knight lone boy soldier, stepped forward. The same Gauntlet Knight lone boy soldier stepped forward. Several adult soldiers stood side by side some distance away, all pointing guns at him. Wah! Immediately after whistle blew, the sound of gunfire and smoke rushed towards the lone boy, as though a bunch of firecrackers had been set off. That was it. Nothing happened. It was incredibly
Well, that's
boring.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, nothing even happened. It was a bit of a letdown.
I
honestly.
agree.
Oh, he's reading our mind.
Don't you understand what just happened? Let's slow it down a bit. Cleveland, Ohio. The same scene was replayed in super slow motion. Bullets really were thrown from the barrels of the guns held by the soldiers.
What are you doing? The same
bad, I'm
scene
taking it. I'm
was
taking it.
replayed in super slow motion. Bullets really were thrown from the barrels of the guns held by the soldiers. However, they were all bounced back along with a white glow.
This is what you
The
get
spot
for
directly
trying
in
to
front of the
type into
Gauntlet Knight.
chat.
What do I get from trying to engage with our audience and tell them that I should be allowed to say jokes of a questionable nature? This is what I get.
This is what you get.
The next time a whistle blew, a soldier who had been lying prone and wielding a light machine gun sent a signal, then laid down a powerful barrage. It was so fierce you could see what was happening clearly now, even without the slow motion. That's it. It's the rejection shield.
That's right. You can take this one as punishment for my earlier action. Come on,
You know
you can
what?
do Drew Carey as
Wait,
well.
well,
Do you want me to play it for you again?
Yep, play it again. I need to get in the mode. I can get in the mode.
Here we go.
This is my revenge.
Girls and like they didn't know who I was. It was just like chit chatting,
That's awesome.
flirting. You know, yeah, it was nice, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
It was nice, right?
So-
Yeah.
Okay.
This is...
You good to go?
I'm good. Yeah, I got this. Look, you never truly forget how to beat Drew Carey.
I agree.
This is the Invincible Defense Gauntlet Knights proudly wield the rejection shield.
The rejection
La,
shield.
la, la. The scene changed again.
Again?
The same lone soldier, lone boy was standing in a different part of the lone shooting range, but this time the camera was far away.
That's
from him.
ominous.
He was alone.
Well, I guess he's dead.
No, it's fine. After a countdown, the boy was swallowed up by a massive explosion, like something out of a Hollywood film.
Uh-huh.
But when the flames disappeared, he was still standing there with a blank expression, as though nothing had happened.
An invincible defense.
That's the one.
And easy controls over the skies of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
And the ability to use endless weapons at will. And every little bit of that is all compressed into a single Gauntlet
soldiers.
Knight. In this new era, the numbers representing the military might of nations will surely sink drastically. And we'll need to... Rather, all we'll need to know is how many talented Gauntlet Knights each nation has. That's what I get for trying to read chat at the same
true.
time.
This is why we can't. This is why we don't do this often.
Yeah.
The screen changed several more times, showing various scenes of Gauntlet Knights training. Sometimes they led fighter jet formations, and sometimes they led aircraft carrier fleets. Then they landed jauntily on the ground, surrounded by a tank division. So really, they're everything. They're very unbalanced. They need.
Wow, look at that silhouette.
They're so cool.
Come, boys and girls, yearning to become defenders of peace. Wouldn't you like to join those who stand at the head of all militaries of peace, blazing the way into a new era? The aerial augmented infantry awaits you. The moment you put a gauntlet on your left arm, you will become a Gauntlet Knight.
Why your left arm? What is the significance? I don't understand. Also, we're in a theater.
Well,
so
that
keep
was
quiet,
kind of foreshadowed by the opening where
It
we
was, but like.
had the ticker reel and
It's true.
Who's this guy? Officer.
You're playing this guy, okay? Because
How
we gotta
many
balance it out.
goddamn medals does
He
this man
has
have?
at least 100. They're all, I mean, I imagine there's not medals on his shoulder, but I like to imagine that they are. He just like wears a coat of medals. There's actually a cape that like flows out behind him. It's just made of medals. Dude, I wish I was that guy.
I wish I was that guy. What voice should I use for this guy?
I mean like proud soldier dude. I don't know, like, do you have like a good military voice?
I mean,
Not, you know, like, because he's kind of a gentle giant kind of guy.
Kind of a gentle
He's not an
giant kinda
arsehole.
guy?
You know, he's not like an arsehole.
so he's not like how I was when I did, Army Cadets.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of that. but
Right,
still in
cool.
the military, you know. He's like the opposite of you. He's like, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Very nicely made. Do you think you could get it a bit shorter, though? My back's starting to hurt.
Oh, come on. The old officer rose from a seat in the projection room, rubbing his back.
Uh-huh.
Young, voluptuous female officer.
That's it.
Or a young.
How long did that
A
take
officer.
What's the time right now?
I don't know.
It took us 20 minutes to get the
20
word
minutes.
voluptuous into Ryukishi's
Yay,
story.
voluptuous. It's a good word. Look, I'm okay.
Fucking-
Look, if we could have a voluptuous female officer secretary for this show, that'd be great.
Uh-huh.
And she seemed to be a private secretary, and she helped him up.
I do like how this guy just has no eyes.
No, sir. We cannot make it any shorter in light of the regulations.
Man, don't you hate advertising standards?
I do.
Oh, is that so? Well, very well, very well.
It's time. Is it?
What's this?
It's such
getting
a long transition.
By the way, kids like explosions, right?
They do.
Bang, boom, and all that. Because I had a little more flashy scenes. Also, the hook in the first 15 seconds is important, understand? I studied film back in the day, so I know all about it.
Man,
Before he became
the number of times I've heard that from people.
It's amazing. Like before he became a well-decorated
It's like
military
when you're working. So, for those of you who haven't been following the playthrough the whole way through, I work in radio, and it's like when clients come up and they're like, "Oh, I can voice my own ads if you want." It's like, no,
Please
stop,
don't.
please
No.
don't.
Just let us do it. We're the professionals. We'll take care of it.
Let's go.
When the old officers started talking proudly, the other officers all took out notepads at once and made a show of writing it down diligently.
So, chat has just caught up to the theater scene, and everyone is saying soon.
So that's in response to something I may have said. I'm ready.
Oh, it's him! It's him!
Best boy!
It's him! It's
no.
really him!
I am so excited for this. This is
Oh
the
my
best
goodness.
character. He's finally here to save this entire game on his own. Not as well decorated as the other military guy, which I'm a bit sad about. Honestly, Ryukishi's dropping the ball. But, and this is something that is a little bit different, and I'm a little bit disappointed, but also incredibly grateful. It has his name there. Like, we've had that for the opposite, but now that we have like a real character that we know and care about, we have names. We know who's talking all the time, Felix. We can't do points anymore.
That's awful.
I know! What will we do?
Can someone get onto Chrono Trigger and tell him to,
To remove
create
them?
us a patch without names?
Yes, somebody get on that.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all gotta have contacts. Somebody gotta know Chrono Trigger.
I know Chrono Trigger.
I mean, we both do. We both talk to him, but I'm saying somebody else.
Chrono Trigger, if you're listening, please save us from your own competence.
Yes, please do.
I want to be clear, that was own competence, not incompetence.
Not incompetence. We're
Can you
not
point,
insulting
can you point your
Chrono
mic
Trigger.
at yourself? You keep
What?
leaning away from it. Thank you
Look,
very much.
this is different, okay? Studios are weird.
Studios are weird.
What do we
I'm
do
sorry
for
if the audio's like completely all over the place. I tried to set it up so it's nice, but it might be a little wild.
Look, someone is just moving their head all over the place and making the levels all crazy.
It is you.
It's not me. It's not me.
Well then, I guess I know why I was playing the officer then.
Yeah. Anyway.
What a
that
great
was my
opening line you got.
I know, but that's okay because we have a new tradition, which is that internal monologues just happen. Let's do it.
Good.
That's my line.
I know, I just wanted to leave it hanging there for a second.
Thank you. Look at this moronic video they've made. As if just by putting a robot toy in your arm, you could turn anyone into a superhuman being. In the first place, these aerial augmented infantry things are still just theoretical. If it was just a portable system for individual flight, wielded by specialist troops, that'd be realistic enough, but then you throw in one big ridiculous technology after another and call them Gauntlet Knights. What are they? Superheroes from some American comic book?
Man, Rikishi's moved to America, has he?
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
True, there weren't any lies in their catalog specs. They could fly like fighter jets, carry weaponry like
Who
battleships.
is that?
And,
Who in chat just said Ryukishi gets points for every line of dialogue now?
No!
I
that's
want
bullshit.
That's nonsense.
No, that is
It's
not a real rule.
unacceptable.
Only we can make that rule.
Only we can make that rule, and if that's the rule, it's going to be we get points every time for ruining our gimmick.
That's absolutely it. We get a point for every line of this novel.
That
straight
is
up.
so much editing work. so much.
I mean, yeah, but it's worth it for the points, right?
Are you editing?
No. They could fly like fighter jets, carry weaponry like battleships, and set up invincible barriers like tanks. In that propaganda video, the brat looked like he was flying around happily. Still, the shock reduction provided by anti-G8MS isn't invincible. He did a bit too much ricochet flying, and after the shoot, the capillaries in his eyeballs ruptured, eventually rendering him unconscious. If only they'd filmed it in one take, you'd probably still be able to see. Okanogi's such a big butt, and I love him. I love this boy. He is my favorite boy.
This is fantastic.
This is awful.
What is this 8MS?
I don't know.
Were we told in any of the previews what it stands for?
I don't think that we have. Somebody let us know in chat if we have, and we'll shout you out. But like, we've heard about A3W or AW3 or whatever it is. Yeah. But we and BW3 actually before and after World War 3. But
wow,
spoilers. I don't know. Spoilers. But I don't know what ADMS is. Somebody let us know in chat.
Let's go.
Even the dimension container, which looked like a 4-dimensional pocket, kept having issues. So many brats have been turned to mincemeat when they tried to open it up and then immediately got hit by an explosion before they could fire up their ejection shields.
So is the murder in this murder mystery just going to be that everyone dies from using their own equipment?
Probably. Everyone just immediately dies. Dude, that'd be amazing if they were like, we have to wait for the exact moment to use our abilities because we will die when we use them 30 minutes afterwards. That'd be great. I'd be into that. Even that rejection shield only became stable very recently. And if it doesn't work perfectly when a brat's flying around at 800 kilometers an hour, all it takes is a lazily flying pigeon to smash their heads to bits. Well, we'll soon have plenty of brats to work with, but put up flashy ads, at least look good, and you'll find all the stupid kids you need. After all, anyone would want to do it. If I'd been in my teens and someone told me I could become the face of our entire military, flying unaided through the sky, I'd be screwed too. Still, a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. In the end, it'll just be an e-sport where you can't really fly outside the simulator.
By the way, the aerial augmented infantry boy in this video really is young and bald.
Lone boy.
I'd like to get a chance to meet him. Do you think you could bring him to dinner tonight?
Oh, that sounds excellent! Captain Okanogi! Major General, sir, I'm afraid to say that he's already perished in the line of duty.
What? Is that true? Well, what a shame. He looked magnificent, so I was hoping to give his career a boost. Too bad.
Truth be told, that explosion seen in the video just now was also the scene of his death, Major General, sir. The filming schedule was a bit too rushed, so he must have been overworked. He screwed up with his shield during the flashiest scene at the very end. Thanks to that, we were forced to edit it to make it look like he'd survived a massive blast. God damn it, it's not like we got the budget for this kind of thing. Want to be the secretary? We don't know the identity of this secretary, mind you, so don't get too intense.
It's alright. I don't, God,
just do like a random voice.
It's too much pressure to
I know!
Voices.
I know, there's too much
Stop
pressure.
yelling straight into the mic.
Why...
You're going to blow people's eardrums out.
What if I sit back here? Is that good?
No, you can be up close. Just when you yell, lean back. It's good technique.
God,
Everyone, let's learn about good microphone technique here in the middle of this demo.
This is awful. This is getting cut. This is immediately getting cut.
There's no cutting going on. This is live.
Why can't we live cut? Live cut. Somebody's gonna make that technology.
It does exist. I use that technology on a daily basis. We just can't afford it.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
So it's about time you empty your car.
Oh, okay. Well, then, keep up the good work, everyone. And also, everyone's eyes will be on the aerial augmented infantry, so at the Battle Standard Festival, so make sure you give it your all. By the way, I believe a contestant from here in Japan will be representing the AOU, correct?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit, it's a video.
It's time for some
video.
overhead shots of
It's a video.
the city and its meow, and now shit's happening. Yes, sir. It's Second Lieutenant Mitake Meow of the 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Warcat. Damn it. That skinny brat's supposed to be representing the rising sun at the International Battle Standard Festival. This world really is screwed.
I agree.
Damn right. Whoa! And it's Lorena with a cleaver. She's adorable. Come back, Renna. I still live in hope that there will be a Renna in this story. We will have to see. There's a small chance. Also, this is the title screen.
Holy shit, did we just do a transition from the game to the menu?
Yes.
In like one.
Yes, and it wasn't all janky.
Oh my god.
It didn't have loading screens. It didn't have a sudden musical change. We just did it.
I thought that would be the demo, but there is a continue button.
Yeah, dude. So that's the prologue. And then there's also like a little bit of a chapter that we can like read through.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I'm pretty excited. I don't know. Normally I do like a deconstruction of a title screen the first time I read a novel, but like I think it's pretty chill. Just like, here's the broad scope of this town we're going to be spending our time in. And there's some wings, because we're going to probably fly over it a bunch. It's going to be great. It's about freedom in this technologically driven age and stuff. But yeah.
So, our theory going into this, the community thought it was going to be Shanghai.
Shanghai. I had not actually heard that. I said Yokohama.
Yokohama, that's right.
I said Yokohama. That was my theory.
I had Shanghai on the brain because of the research we've been doing for tomorrow's interview.
I was going to say, absolutely. On Death of the Reader. That is at 9 p.m. Sydney time. You should all check that out. Anyway, but no, Yokohama, because of the Ciconia trading company with the symbol for that, and that it was probably going to be like a trading hub, this city, because it's the international festival and everyone's coming together. But we don't know for sure. So maybe this chapter will give us some hints.
Cool. Well, let's just quickly pause for a bit while chat catches up, and if any of you have any questions,
I was going to say,
that you want to throw in.
This is the point. This is when we would normally go and take a 5-minute break, go to the bathroom. Instead, we can answer questions.
I mean,
talk about how amazing
I thought we ever take breaks when we actually record.
We tried to. I tried to. You're like, no, it's going to keep going. I'm like, why, Felix? You're working me to the bone.
I agree.
You're ruining me.
That's how we got to get you fit, all right?
It's true. It's true.
We record on a treadmill and never take breaks.
You know, it could be worse.
Nesbolian Boys Fate? What is that name? I can't read that. My laptop's over on...
Nesbolian Bolshevate. Is that a Napoleon Bonaparte joke?
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't actually read it from where my laptop is on the far side of this desk. Is there a release date? October the 4th.
Yeah, that's the one.
Which is a month after the release of this demo. And also a very conspicuous date in the When They Cry timeline.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't get delayed. Again. But I'm sure that would happen. Let's go. Faith in Ryukishi.
Faith in Ryukishi himself.
Faith in Ryukes and Reno, who's bringing us everything apparently now. Yeah, totally. The part 1. Yeah, so I think what I read was it's going to be 4 episodes total this time around. There have been rumors of a secret 5th episode, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And we'll have to read them as they come out. Should we tell them our plan, our structure? Felix?
Well, it's an idea for a plan. We're still kind of tossing it up, but sure, go for it.
Yeah. So the plan that we've got kind of in our heads is that because the last 2 stories, obviously I've read all of it and Felix has read none of it. Mm-hmm. This time we're both blind. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to alternate from episode to episode. So I will, on the day that it comes out, take the day off work and just smash my way through the episode, make some notes, see what the community's thinking, and then Felix will go through blind. And on EP2, he'll read all the way through, and then I'll go in blind, and then so forth. Which means that Felix is going to get the full brunt of the theory crafting for episode 1, and the first reaction. But I'm going to get hit really hard by the emotional ending that will probably crush my soul. So,
yes,
that's the current plan.
Alrighty. Question: Isn't Meow adorable? Absolutely, he's adorable.
He is amazing.
When are you doing the website discussion? Immediately after this demo. So same stream.
So our duel is tomorrow, actually. So get down to Sydney, hop a plane, come fight me. That's how it works.
It's 4 episodes. We've been confirmed that there are 4 episodes, but we don't know for sure. Yeah. I think. I'm
sure we'll know for certain when the first episode comes out. But what I've been reading is that there are 4 episodes confirmed, and that's what we should expect for right now.
Alrighty. Ryukishi's other VN got delayed today. I didn't know he's releasing another VN at the moment, unless it's something that I'm aware of but didn't hear about.
Oh, I mean, there's the death spiral, whatever. I don't even know what's called.
Oh, right, yeah.
There's some VN he's doing that looks really messed up.
Haven't been following that.
Very much in line with the Higurashi kind of horror, cutesy stuff, that kind of dynamic. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sure someone will know in the... everyone's saying interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Humane Kitty, why not go through blind together? We still might.
We're just tossing it up.
Yeah, because, mainly I think the reason we'd be interested in doing it the way that Matt just said, where one of us reads ahead, is just so that we, know what's coming down the line, so that we have a bit of structure to put to it.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, I've flicked through the demo before this, just to see how many characters there are, and what kinds of voices we should be prepared to use, because I don't put this out a lot, but there's usually a lot of planning that goes into picking who does which voice, knowing which characters are going to spend a lot of time together, so we should probably be on both sides of that particular coin. So yeah, just being a little bit ahead of the curve is going to help a lot, because there's 2 of us and we have to manage that and split up who does which voice.
It typically and the other thing is because we're reading it as it releases, we're only going to be reading a few chapters ahead effectively.
Yeah.
So it won't be as significant as
for sure.
Ben having read the whole way through.
No, it's not going to be nearly that. crazy.
What
or
is your
intense.
opinion on the price? I don't know. What is the price?
$40, I believe,
For just the first episode?
For the whole thing, I believe.
Oh, so you buy one and it gets the
It'll
lot
just
for you?
I think so. I think that's what they said. I think that he's wanting us to spend, because originally, obviously, when Higurashi came out, like, he was just handing it out.
Yeah.
But now he has like a studio, and he's talked a lot about. See, I don't know the numbers, but I know that he's talked a lot about how his health and his coworkers' health has suffered because of how much he's trying to like work on the project. So upping the price tag a little bit is going to be really good for him.
Yeah.
Also, G-Chan pointed out it is a Tragedy Sandbox is the other game that Rukushi is doing.
Right.
I don't have a lot of interest in it, but hey, maybe when it gets localized, we'll check it out. We'll see.
I agree. I don't know. $40 for the lot seems pretty cheap, honestly.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, you know, when it comes to VNs, like, it's the kind of product where, at least as far as I understand, it's a lot of work for kind of not as much product, because a lot of how I've seen the engines work that make these things run is very manual. There's not much shortcutting that you can do. And I'm imagining that there's people who are out there who are very skilled, and I'm sure Ryukishi himself is pretty good at it. But I don't know, $40 for something that will probably give me, 80 hours of entertainment. Yeah. That is good value.
If it's only 4 episodes, by like 40. But yes, I agree. Like, I think that $40 for that is pretty reasonable. Considering that most like AAA like video games, like, it's a bit different, but a lot of those like $100 for like 8 hours of entertainment. And that's kind of rubbish anyway. But, Australians get gouged on pricing a lot, which is fine.
And I mean, the other thing is that, like, as I'm sure someone is going to upload the whole thing without any commentary, day one onto YouTube, and Ryukishi's not going to get much of a kickback from the people who just cave and watch that instead.
No, for sure.
I'm happy if it's a tiny bit pricey to make up for what he loses there.
I think it's entirely reasonable. It's being pointed out that the Tragedy Sandbox is Kaleidoscope of the Phantom World, and it's done with Itari Hinue, I believe, is the artist for that. So he's doing more key collaborations, which hopefully, hot take, I know, but hopefully this will be more successful than the Rewrite collab, because that had all sorts of fun stuff.
Apparently Witch Hunt said it's $40 for the first episode. So that's a bit pricey.
That is a bit pricier, actually, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's probably more than I'd like, but
because then it ends up being $120 if it is 40 for each episode. But he might do the thing that he did back in the day, which was that when you like bought one of the episodes that contained all previous episodes, so maybe there'll just be a big pack that is like $50 for all of them, which again I think that's pretty reasonable.
And as Sora and Rika Maibara are pointing out in chat, Witch Hunt is the localizers and Manga Gamer are the publishers.
Absolutely. Do not get them mixed up, because you'll be in trouble. The internet will kill you.
And it's very good that we're actually getting Witch Hunt localize it with the Manga Gamer publication, because as we've seen with Higurashi, Manga Gamer localizing it themselves is not a process you want to go through.
No, for sure.
Though we do love your work, Toddler. Keep it up. And shout out to the guys at Witch Hunt. I don't know who's still on the team. I know Clash Akari's there.
Chrono Trigger's there.
Chrono Trigger's there.
Chrono Trigger's email is like the place that you send your complaints about this demo. So shout out to Chrono Trigger for fronting that.
Yeah, and who else have we missed? There's someone named after the Sonozaki twins, right?
Oh,
that's their screen name, at least.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if they're a part of Witch Hunt. I think I know who you're talking about, though. They did a lot of work on like
Umineko.
Yeah, wasn't it just the Sonozaki twins? Wasn't that literally what they were called?
Maybe,
but I don't know if they were a part of Witch Hunt. I think they were a separate project working on Higurashi and a little bit of Umineko.
All right, cool. Well, unless you guys have any other questions, let's get into the rest of this demo.
Cool, let's do it.
I'm looking forward to this. Okay, start. What is all this? Runes. Interesting. I'm assuming someone's gone through and translated those runes already. Does it say anything?
The Norse runes?
Yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely they do. Oh my god, I need to pull this up. Where is Res Castle? Is she in the chat? I don't know if she is. I don't remember who everybody is, but she has done a fantastic job. Let me just tell you. I'll pull up her Twitter.
Well, let's talk about it once we've done the rest of this demo.
Well, I'll pull it up while we're talking. But yeah, she has done a fantastic job. Basically, the runes are passages from Revelations, specifically about the fall of Babylon, which is very ominous. And I'll see if I can pull them up at the end of the stream.
Sure.
That's the gist of it.
You taking this narration?
I think so. I don't think this is Meow yet, but we'll find out.
Also, the chat is saying Uncle Meon, which rings a bell.
Uncle Meon, that's the one.
Let's go.
Yeah. The top of Super Tokyo Tower sat 666, the Devil's number, meters above the ground. Excellent, excellent.
So you're telling me we got Bible references in the runes, and then immediately we're opening with 666?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There is, look, I mean, as Riku said, he has taken some liberties. He's taken some inspiration from Evangelion, which has a lot of Christian, thematics in that. I think that we're going to see some heavily influenced Christian mythology in here, in this story. Surrounding it, the scenery of the night stretched as far as the horizon. The hustle and bustle of the surface didn't reach this place, nor did its troubles and complications. The sky is the only place we can be truly free even. We can be truly free.
Welcome to the episode, everyone.
And now I suppose we know that there's an eye here. You should take me out. Now he rather. Oh, I'm in trouble now.
You're
Can't
in trouble
cut that.
now.
I'm in trouble. And it's going to kill me. He is kind of a stoic, quiet, strong person. Kind of a badass. You could probably get away with using an Anjay-like voice here.
Yeah. I'm feeling like Anjay, but a bit angrier.
I think that's about right. As if she wasn't always angry. Come
Well,
on.
I mean, she's angry, but more
She was
like
more frustrated
She's more
than-
listens to My Chemical Romance
Yeah.
angry than anything else.
We're being told to go back. You missed the text in phase 1.
Oh yeah, we didn't read that on the menu screen. That's all right. We'll go when we get back to the menu.
fool!
I know.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was like the difficulty would be very high this time.
That's all right.
That's right. We'll get it at the end.
This is why we need to read ahead and prepare.
It's true.
See,
It's true.
this is.
I should have
why-
read this at least 3 times, honestly.
Yep.
That's right.
And there, atop the antenna mast at the peak of the tower, I stood. My fear of heights is now a little more than a fond memory. Of course, that's not really such a great thing.
Voice.
In your everyday life, if you jump out a 3rd-story window and seriously hurt yourself because you can't be bothered to go down a staircase, well, that's just a joke among people like us, but it's a pretty common one. Just to check, I glanced at my left arm. It was clad in a bulky contraption that resembled some piece of European armor. A device which extended from my shoulder to my fingertips was unsurprisingly called a Gauntlet. Knowing it was there meant that I could relax and forget about the laws of physics. I love being able to regret
They're
things.
really not happy with us.
They're really not happy with this?
They really want us to go back.
That's all right.
Look, I say we go back. The people want it.
We want it? Okay.
That's right. We can just go through this again. That's why we have editing.
And now
what the hell is all this? I haven't seen this. This is amazing.
Back.
Look at all
Yes.
the gears.
And there's sound effects
And the
for it.
runes flash up on the screen. See, I didn't do that.
Is this going to make us do the whole goddamn intro thing again?
No. It won't. It won't, will it? Surely.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Hit start.
Give me a few seconds.
What? Where are you going?
I got to plug my laptop in.
He's going to plug his laptop in, guys. I guess you're stuck with me now. Yeah, I have read this before, but I have not, gone over it more than once. Although I have been feverishly watching in the Hinamizawa Discord server the, Ciconia demo spoilers section and seeing what y'all are thinking. So I'll try to represent every single person's opinion as best I can.
All right, fine.
He's
Here
back,
we go.
everybody.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Thank you for waiting so
We'll
long
flip.
for us to prepare.
What? No, me. I read these.
No, it's too
Phase
late. I'm
1.
reading them.
No, thank you for
I'm
waiting
reading
so
it.
long for us to prepare. Now I will find
However,
out the game. However,
are you sure about this? This is merely my personal opinion, but I believe the difficulty level is quite high, given the present circumstances. Still, I am well aware that you know the joy of achieving victory, especially over conditions such as that. This is a considerably high tier of difficulty after all. Your opponent is already fully prepared.
That's all right.
That was all right. We
You know,
managed to keep that 90% in sync.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We've done better.
We've
but
done better.
Usually we only do that for one line rather than a whole paragraph.
I thought that was pretty good, and I did have your mic turned down for most of it, so they wouldn't have noticed anything.
Why would you do this? You're a monster. Why do I give you control of the panel?
Because I'm better at it.
Hashtag stop bullying Magus. This is 2019.
All right, all
Why
right.
is it still the bully the Magus here?
All right, okay,
It's
cool.
awful.
I am very aware that you know the joy of achieving victory, especially over conditions such as that. This is considerably high
Apparently.
tier of difficulty. I'm ready. Here's the thing, is we know that Higurashi had these things that said high difficulty when it wasn't strictly a mystery as he initially planned it.
Sure.
We know that
Well.
Umineko had these things and they were mostly just wrong. But it was meant to be a mystery.
Uh-huh.
So where does this put us? Where does this put
I
us,
have no
Ben?
clue. I have no clue. I mean, we've been told it's not a mystery. So, I don't know. I don't know where that's going to put us in terms of difficulty. Maybe we just talk about difficulty of like you're going to die, like you're going to suffer, and it's going to hurt emotionally when all these characters that you love die. But he does it every time, so like I don't know. Maybe it's the old bait and switch.
Maybe. I mean, the one thing is that, and you want to have a little special behind the scenes peek at Death of the Reader for those of you that listen to the show.
That's a good show.
We just did an interview this morning where we were talking about how most stories end up having some kind of mystery anyway. Because it's always interesting as an author to pose a question and have your audience try to figure it out, even if it's not like a strict puzzle in the sense that we know from mystery novels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, not to say that I 100% am confident and that's what Ryukishi is doing, given that he told us that it isn't as explicitly a mystery as his previous works, but that is my immediate reaction, having read that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Ryukishi writes mystery stories, and even if he says this is not a mystery story, there's got to be some elements of that. At the end of the day, every story is going to have things we got to work out, characters we got to figure out what their deal is. There's going to be that, like, big twist at the end that's like, actually, it was a dream all along, you know, except I don't think it'll be that because Ryukishi is smarter than that.
I'm really, like, torn on the fact that chat is torn between stop bullying Magus and bully Magus more.
I mean, that's why there's two of us. I will stop bullying Magus, and you will bully Magus harder. That's how that works.
I really, you know, you gotta go one way or the other, chat. You can't.
You have to decide.
You can't sit on the fence.
We have to make like a poll, honestly, that's like, should we bully Magus or should we not bully Magus? And I say we don't.
Alrighty.
And then I rig it and I vote every single time. There goes the Norse runes.
There goes the Norse runes.
Let's get back into it.
Oh,
I think you might have gone a bit too far.
Did I go a bit too far?
I think so.
No, that was exactly where we were up
perfect.
to. It was perfect. I literally just tapped the control button and got back to exactly.
I am running off 8 MS technology.
That's what I have in me. That's what I have.
He's got a gauntlet on his hand. Really, that's how he's doing this.
I let out a deep breath and gathered my wits. Then I slowly extended my right foot into the black void. The nighttime sea. I've heard that line before.
Really?
Yeah, almost exactly.
That's a good line.
Funny that. I should get this mouse off screen. I'm sorry. Like that one teacher in whichever class.
Unprofessional.
Gravity pulled my entire body and I slowly fell forward. I dove into the nighttime sea. The gentle change caused by gravity was soon accelerating me towards the ground at an incredible pace. I was in free fall with the positions of heaven and earth swapped. A natural free fall without any force field manipulation feels the best. My body fell faster and faster. I can never get enough of this sense of acceleration. I was probably getting near the ground, but it felt as though I could sink forever through that black nighttime sea. Part of me wanted to wax poetic, but this was simple vertigo. The sum of my mental data, not including my sight, left me fully aware of the speed and trajectory of my fall, as well as the surrounding terrain and the time to impact. So edgy. So edgy.
I love the fucking font.
Is this the point at which I complained about the new music? No, we will save it for later.
Okay.
The instant before I smashed into the asphalt of the Shuto Expressway, I kicked off the empty air and the ballistic curve of my descent snapped in a right angle.
Oh, damn. What is that?
In the vacant space I'd launched from, something blossomed delicately, bathed in white phosphorescence. They floated in the air, incredibly beautiful. Almost as though an angel's feathers had been scattered about.
Dramatics! And there's the title screen.
Wow.
We made it.
It only took us nearly an hour.
But like, why do we have a prologue and then the menu and then more talking and then another title screen? I don't
know. I kind of like it, honestly.
It's very weird. Like, it's fine. I just find it a weird choice.
Gravity no longer bound me. Though my body was that of flesh and blood, it now soared like a swallow. I glided so low I'd be a hair's breadth away from scraping the asphalt of the Shuto Expressway.
Ooh.
Those poor cars just watching this kid fly past. Just like, you motherfucker! Get off the roads!
Get out of the airways! Back in my day, we didn't have flying machines.
A train bridge came into sight before me. Across it raced one of those new steam engine locomotives that just debuted this year. The steam engine is synonymous with an economic revolution and kicked off a wave of technological advancement. It's also the first step towards mechanized technology. I thought this was set in the future.
Keep reading.
I doubt okay, I see what we're getting at here.
Here we go.
I doubt any of the great technological geniuses of the past would have expected it to make a comeback after the development of Device X. Of course, though it resembles an old steam engine, its operating principle is completely different.
Look, it's not a mystery.
After coal, then oil, and then the atom, the next ultimate fuel humanity got its hand on was called Spiridium.
Device X. That's the real Device X.
That's the Device X.
It's the unobtainium. We had to go to an alien planet and take Spiridium from the native people. And now we have technology that can do weird stuff. Whatever we want, really.
I'm not too much against it so far, but I'm really... you better play this safe, Ryukishi. You better play this very careful.
Well, it's not a murder mystery, so it's fine. We can just have all sorts of crap.
When Spiridium engines convert energy, they expel large clouds of mist that resembles water vapor. And so the haze of countless Spiridium engines' exhaust has become the mark of a massive city. I happily burst through the vapor billowing out of that steam locomotive. A forest of skyscrapers awaited me on the other side. All over were buildings with Victorian and Art Nouveau themed designs, like a scene out of the 19th century. The brick facades and spires were beautiful. The golden glitter of the brass steam pipes tangled over every surface was also gorgeous under the floodlights. There's also a Japanese-style electric billboard interspersed throughout it. Billboards, plural.
There you go, multiple billboards.
That slightly twisted yet strangely appealing contrast was the essence of the Tokyo metropolis at night. The cityscape, style, and fashion of the sense were all reminiscent of the 19th century. However, behind the artistic veneer celebrating the rebirth of an economic golden age lay the state-of-the-art inventions that could fairly be called the ultimate in human tech. At the cutting edge, that's not Tokyo.
It's not, apparently.
That's like...
It's Victorian.
That's like Eastern Europe.
It's very weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here, but we're not in Kansas anymore, so that's weird. You know, whatever, dude.
Huh. All right. And at the cutting edge of that, and the edge of that cutting edge, it had finally become possible for flesh and blood human to fly like this. Of course, this power is only available to a few people so far. I was one of those lucky enough to enjoy this privilege. Every era in society is fundamentally crap when you get right down to it.
Shut up, Kanamori. Get out of my novel.
Who?
Don't worry about it. Gerrit Higginbotham.
Okay.
He's a fucking meme. Anyway.
There's one thing I can say. Being granted the ability to fly freely like this makes me glad I was born in this era.
Yeah, we can fly around.
Being careful not to fly too high, I raced through the forests and skyscrapers and billboards. This felt way more like flying than staring down from above did. The newspapers kept saying we should cut down on the number of electric billboards to avoid disrupting the city's scenery, but I kind of like this look. After all, Tokyo's looked like this since the day I was born.
There you go.
Why should I give a damn about the ancient Tokyo those adults long for so much? This is our Tokyo.
Now, that line there is very, like, counter to the story that we get in Rose Kansei, which I haven't read all of, but I've read the opening too, and it's like a post-war, and like Japan's being controlled by China and America, more than its own citizens, and like longing for the past seems to be like the jam of that story. So this is very much reactionary to that.
We're not in Cleveland, Ohio anymore. I love that.
No, we're not. Sadly.
It's Disney World.
Yeah.
Chad, keep up the good work.
Let's get on the moon. Let's go to the moon, though.
Now what's this? In before Spiridium is using souls as energy. Dude.
What?
That's some straight blades in the dark shit.
I don't think that would be a thing in this story because, I don't know.
Just play blades, everyone.
I mean, why are you saying that? But yes, you should just play blades.
We'll talk about that after the rest of this stream.
Oh my god, are we actually going to get to?
I guess we have to now that the theory has come up.
You've given me permission to open the floodgates, thank you.
But like all the way at the end.
Yes.
Greater Tokyo Securities, Mio Spiridium.
Yaoyorozu.
Cure-alls from Banshido.
Yeah.
Mental displays by Fujix. Cat Karaoke Sushi Cosplay. Now get 101 SR wheel spins free.
Super Tokyo, it's true.
Something like that. Asai foodstuffs. Eat wisely, mighty soldiers of a rich nation. Snacks recommended by the National Defense Boys Club. Coca-Cola. Is that the new Disneyland?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it.
The Coca-Cola bottlers are the official sponsors of the internet. Yeah, okay. Wow. Is that going to be a plot point? Is Coca-Cola going to end up being a plot point?
I hope so. I hope that we get all sorts of off-brand nonsense.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, there's a term for it. Like product misplacement, I think is the word.
I think so. Yeah. There's
love
a trope
that
for
shit.
it.
I glanced down and saw a gleaming swarm of cars blanketing a highway that wound through the downtown district. The exhilarating feeling of gliding right over all of them was one of the most primal part of the primal joy of flying. Is that? I'm torn on if I recognize these backgrounds or not, because the last one was definitely like somewhere in Eastern Europe. This looks like Manhattan, kind of, but not really.
Also, just while we're here, shout to Aspie.
Shout out to Aspie.
Chat. Welcome to the chat.
Aspie's here in chat.
It's so lovely to have him.
Oh my goodness. The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Welcome. I hope you're enjoying
the first thing I actually saw of this demo was I opened Twitter and there was a screen grab of Aspie recording or streaming the demo himself. And that was the first spoiler I got. So thank you, Aspie. That was the first one.
Thank you, Aspie, for all the spoilers of Ciconia demo.
It was just one screen. I don't even remember what it said on it, so it's probably not important.
That's all right. No, it's perfect. Oh, This is exciting.
Shout out to Aspie.
Shout out.
You know, you get this feeling if you don't fly every now and then, he says to the open air.
Yeah.
It's only natural that flying through the air is exhilarating.
Oh, he says to the open air. Oh, it's time!
Wow. Okay.
Oh, no!
So
I hope you're ready for this.
the Poyo or whatever you called it.
Yeah,
is
Karapoyo.
Karapoyo.
So this is something that I was actually like theorizing myself, so I'm pretty happy this is a thing. But yeah, Karapoyo is like a little VR assistant, and it's amazing. And I'm gonna voice it. So let's do this.
Okay.
Alright.
At that moment, a little frog character hopped into the corner of my mental display. It was Cellcom's. Cellcom?
I don't know what Cellcom is. I know what that is.
Beloved mascot, Karapoyo.
Oh, good.
Then it made a mental announcement with that funny default voice.
Hold on, let me just...
I can't believe Ryukishi did Siri.
He stole it! He stole it from America! The monster. Good friend has arrived, Playo!
Immediately, a friend started talking to me through my Kizuna?
Yeah.
Is that a word I should know?
Kazuna means bond, I believe. So I guess it's just the name of the device. It's the bond device.
Who the heck's doing that? I'm busy focusing my mind by remembering my primal self. Well, I guess there's only one person it could be.
Oh, God. Here we go!
Wow, just imagine throwing a character off a building and then introducing Akasaka.
I'm
Not
sorry,
Akasaka.
Not
Amakusa.
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 Thank you. Amakusa, best character. Oh. Well, I mean, I'm voicing this guy.
Obviously.
This is fantastic. Hey, taking a nice, relaxed pleasure flight in a place like this.
Leave me alone.
I'll bet you haven't warmed up enough yet, huh? Well, Super Genius Jaden has come to play with you.
You're such a pest. He was my annoying partner. He never leaves me alone even when I'm trying to focus my mind in solitude. Yeah, warming up is important for someone like you at least.
As if you didn't expect me to show up right about now.
I'm flying for my own sake. It's not like I was waiting for you.
You're such a cute Cinderella meow.
I hate it already.
No, he's wonderful.
What a pain in the ass. Okay, sure, I'm in. I don't want people blaming me if you screw up later on.
What? It's the like green worm thing. Good, activate dimension container, Playo.
Oh my god, are we about to... Oh my goodness.
We're about to do a thing. We're about to have a fight. Dude, here we go.
So, here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Dimension Container says to me that we have, like, one of these VR training thingos that we can set up where we can fly and have artificial fights, right? Which is probably what the Battle Standard Festival is about, where you have, like, virtualized fights.
Probably.
But that has huge mystery implications. Because then rather than having, like, you know, falsified scenes where we have, you know, things that couldn't have happened happening, we literally have an in-story vessel for it, which is crazy. There is so much room to maneuver with that.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Look, I can't wait for the scene where it's like, Meow killed the Vice President of Australia, but it was all like in someone's head. And the Vice President of Australia, she was like back in Australia the entire time. That's what's going to happen.
That's crazy. Is there an
can't wait.
Australian in this story?
Sorry?
Is there an Australian in this story? Is
No,
that what you
God,
just
no.
confirmed?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. We need more Australians in this story, though.
So, we're using competition rules.
Activating Reaper's Eye.
What is that pose?
Oh, friendly unit Jade located. Registering as hustle, Playo.
This is ridiculous.
No, we can leave it like this. You like this place, right? Hostile unit Jaden. It's great. Yeah. Hostile unit Jaden has activated Reaper's Eye. We've been located, Playo. Good.
Don't act like you're doing me a favor by saying that.
We don't need a killjoy like rules. Let's just go all out on each other.
While we smack-talk each other, we both started circling the Mio Spirinium building, hiding behind it. It blocked our line of fire, but in a gauntlet fight, cover like something from an infantry battle meant nothing. Man, this is getting some fucking straight Dragon Ball shit. You know the scene where they're like around a spire and they're both just circling in the air around the top of it?
And it's 20 minutes of monologues and powering up.
Yep.
This is it. Time to get started.
Let's play.
That's the one. Here we go. And then the fight
Fucking
started.
animations. This seems to be a neutral narration.
Yeah, I guess so. When Meow thrust out his right arm, a burst of luminous angel feathers danced around it, and one after another guided missiles winked into existence. It looked like an ancient magician summoning familiars. The missiles launched one after another, circling around the building and aiming for Jaden on the opposite side.
Matt just wants to kill the President of Australia, confirmed.
I do. The President of Australia needs to go down today. That's what we're doing after this stream. We're heading out. It's going to happen.
Excellent.
Yeah, dude. Then, not a beat later, Meow summoned into existence a massive 7-barrel Gatling gun.
I recognize that sound effect.
Yeah, big enough that it covered his body. After all, just as Meow had launched guided missiles around the building, Jaden had launched missiles back at him. The Ciconia cause! Or whatever it is that Ciconias do.
Something like that.
The missiles that appeared one after another from beyond the skyscraper were met by Meow's Gatling gun. They were rapidly caught by the hailstorm of bullets, exploding one after another, bursting the skyscraper's windows to glittering dust. The Gatling gun, which floated in the sky above Meow's right hand, was exactly like those loaded onto warships to defend against anti-ship missiles. These were supposed to weigh over 9 tons. However, it continued to float there over Meow's arm as if it weighed nothing at all.
It feels like I'm carrying
nothing at all.
What a shit joke.
It's so good, and we both made the same joke in different ways. It's
I agree.
fantastic. Cut that.
You do know we're live, right? I did tell you that.
You didn't cut it anyway. I see the way you're guiding your missiles is as twisted as ever, Meow.
Oh shit.
Oh, there's another
Animation.
missile. Jaden intercepted Meow's guided missiles, which had come flying around him in the same way. Around at him, even.
Mm-hmm.
If they had come flying via traditional maneuver, aiming directly for their targets, it would have been easy to intercept them. However, these two could control the flight paths of all the missiles they launched. For that reason, no computer could completely intercept a volley of their high maneuverability missiles as they approached along such complicated trajectories. The missiles were being guided by humans, so it took a human to intercept them.
Your missiles are pretty twisted too.
Duking it out with you would make anyone twisted. Boom!
Oh, my sound is just dying. Hold on.
Oh no, fix your sound.
Okay, it's back. It's back.
They circled at high speeds, shooting down the missiles that chased them one by one. Naturally.
Naturally.
They were only natural.
Naturally.
It was only natural that.
That's
both
my
were-
favorite motif.
Yeah. Both were simultaneously guiding missiles, intercepting them, and also controlling the speed and direction of their own flight. It would be impossible for a normal person to do all this at the same time. That's why Gauntlet Knights were admired by children. No, by people everywhere. Not just children.
Yes.
In a battle between superhumans like this, how you fool your opponent is vital. Even games that appear to be completely intellectual, like chess and shogi, are eventually decided with a physical contest, depending on the glucose levels in your blood. That's it.
Yes?
Look,
Question mark?
what he's saying is you gotta pump yourself full of glucose, and that's how you win fights.
I suppose.
That's how it works. Every fight, one with glucose. Maybe that's what ADMS is.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Glucose. They were being chased by swarms of missiles, flying in complex trajectories, constantly intercepting them while still firing missiles themselves and looking for a chance to corner their opponents. Doing so was brutally exhausting, and the instant you gave your opponent an opening, they'd take advantage of it and end the whole thing. That was how a standard one-on-one fight between Gauntlet Knights went. So you think you can win if it's an endurance dogfight, huh? Don't forget, Meow.
I know, you're a super genius, right?
Damn right I am. Yep, I'm Super Genius Jaden. Poses. The next instant, Jaden scattered glowing feathers through the air as he changed his movement pattern. I like that description. He turned at a right angle, heading straight towards a floor of the building. He burst through the massive glass windows and flew inside. The entire 58th floor of the Spiridium building is a single observation deck restaurant. He raced through the empty restaurant, sending tables flying. While playing a fierce game of tag with guided missiles, Jaden had also been investigating. He had accessed the floor plans for the Spiridium building that had been the center of their dogfight. The building screening the two of them from each other had instantly become a shortcut.
My mic is off. You little...
I'm a super genius!
And apparently I'm not.
Hear me roar! Roar! The entire building was pierced as he performed an all-out body slam, backed by a force field.
How does one body slam a building?
Doof! You just gotta hit the whole building at once.
Right, so you just say doof and then that... So
you say doof.
Is that why there's like a huge hole in the wall behind you right now?
And then you say doof, and then that's
I
how
see,
you...
I see.
It's all about the technique.
Yeah,
you see.
no, that
It's
makes
very
sense, makes
important.
sense.
Despite that, Meow just barely managed to dodge. He kicked off the empty air and sent glowing feathers flying, changing his direction. You monster! You monster! Put it back! Put it back so I can read that line.
We didn't even make it one video into this story before I fucked it up.
He kicked off the empty air. And sent glowing feathers flying, changing his direction in a right angle and plunging straight down. Of course, Jaden hadn't been naive enough to hope that his surprise attack would land a clean hit. However, in dodging, Meow had been forced to make too sudden of a vector change, and the anti-G 8MS in his body had used up almost all of its energy in an instant.
Energy depleted! Beginning recharge, playo! Until you fully recharge, you can't do anything at all, playo!
Without any energy left, Meow lost all control and could do nothing but let himself free fall straight down. His energy would recharge soon, but in an extreme close combat situation like this, that pause would be utterly fatal. So we're going to pull out this one moment into about 20 minutes of text. Here we go. Jaden was looking down at him from above, in complete control. Oh my. Their raw, unaugmented gazes crossed. What's he gonna do?
It's a Gatling gun.
Oh, dude. Gatling gun! 50 caliber! It's fucked up. Jaden swung his right arm down, scattering glowing feathers about as he summoned a 50 caliber heavy machine gun. Because of course he did.
Enemy unit Jaden has achieved target lock. Energy recharge in progress. Evasive maneuvers highly recommended, playo. But too bad, playo. You're still recharging, so you can't do anything, playo.
Man, imagine programming your AI with sass.
Fucking got him.
Oh, but you even if you're in free fall, you can still pray, playo.
God damn it, this new version of Karapoyo sure is an asshole.
Gotcha!
Dude, that's the most fucking anime thing I've ever seen from
Amazing.
Rikishi.
I love this. Meow!
Ignition.
Oh, come on! Huh? Even when supplemented by the Reaper's Eye system, which makes it possible to observe the entirety of the surrounding area, people tend to focus on a single point when they get excited. In that instant, all directions become blind spots for them. So by the time he saw that, it was already right behind him. At exactly the time Meow made his energy dodge downwards, he had summoned a missile directly above himself. He had just summoned it in midair, nothing more. It was merely a floating object, not guided or moving in any way. So, it had entered freefall and was now right behind Jaden. However, it wasn't as though he hadn't given this missile any orders. It had just one. And that was to explode after a few seconds delay. And then explosions happened. A massive explosion engulfed Jaden from behind. An instant later, pure white angel feathers were scattered all over the air in front of the blocks.
Angel feathers, that's not the motif.
Nah, there's no motifs here, it's Ciconia feathers. It was a sign that the rejection shield had blocked the explosion. A Gauntlet Knight wouldn't succumb to a little attack like that. But maybe like 2 or 3 more. They could fly about at will, arm themselves at will, and also shield themselves at will. It was an invincible shield usable only by Gauntlet Knights, who could perform a Dreiseek conversion on Spiritium unaided.
An
Let me know if
invincible
I-
shield.
Yeah, dude.
That sounds like some contradictory rubbish.
Nah, dude, it's amazing. Let's go. A rejection shield. They could extend it instantly, blocking any sort of attack. This is some fate shit right now. This is great. However, depending on the strength of the attack and whether the defender was taken by surprise, doing so could expend a massive amount of energy.
Shout out to Seagriff in chat who's just discovered that Meow is a boy.
Yeah, dude. Every time I call them a she, just forget that even happened. They're totally a dude. It's amazing. They're both dudes, and they are wonderful. You got me.
As if I let you in with a little trick like that.
It had been a completely unexpected trap, and it had resulted in a blast to the back at extreme close range. Jane's energy had also been drained in an instant. Drinking at such close range would have taken you out with the shrapnel too, but you got me to put up my shield and block it. You really are crazy awesome until they screwed up, meow! And then he does the thing.
And he kicks the desk.
That's the one. Look, I was just so excited. Jane would have kicked the desk, let's be real. You gotta play the character. Setting glowing feathers, scattering with the last of his energy, Jaden rapidly accelerated towards Meow. A Meow who was in freefall waited for Jaden as he came to settle this.
Jaden!
Jaden! Meow!
That was way too loud, both of us. Poor mic technique. I'm not allowed to use the studio anymore.
Surrounded by dancing fragments of glass, glowing wings, and shrapnel from the blast, the two men with raised fists collided. Beautiful. The climactic moment.
That was the most fucking anticlimactic sound effect.
It's fantastic.
What the fuck?
Ricochet, I love you.
Oh my goodness.
Look, it's totally fine. Ricochet can do whatever he wants, and we love him.
This is why sound design is important. Because...
Who is his sound designer? Like, is he just... I mean, I guess he has dye, but, like, music more than, like, sound effects. Who's looking after that?
I
Is
don't
that just
know.
Ricochet, like, doing all himself still?
But that is excellent because it uses sound design to achieve something rather than just being something. That is amazing. Best sound design Ricochet 2019.
I know. I'm excited for this.
Like, still a shitty sound and still incredibly anticlimactic, but that's, that's by design, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You meant to.
Gotcha. As the pair descended in freefall, two punches containing all of their strength crossed. It was a cross counter.
I've heard that before.
So, would they take each other out? No. Because of fucking memes. Here we go. The victim was clear. If you're short, that means your arms are short too. Right, meow.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I see what's happening on screen right now.
It's the fucking Arthur meme. Jaden's right straight definitely reached Meow's cheek, but Meow's right straight didn't make it.
And the difference is obvious.
And the difference is obvious.
Damn it.
That's it. That's the voice. In the end, the showdown between Gauntlet Knight Aces was decided not by wit, nor physical strength, nor glucose levels, but by height alone. Their energy was recharged, and they regained control, rescuing them from the shackles of free fall. I don't know why I decided to do that. I just wanted to make it more dramatic. We need that.
I hate this right arm. Get me a sword. It's coming up.
Oh.
And I'll replace it with a rocket fist.
Sweet baby meow. Sweet, let me know when you do. I'll even give you special permission to punch me.
It's a promise, okay? Don't you know forgetting it.
Still, I'd expect no less from you, meow. I thought I'd launch the perfect sneak attack, but
Excuse me? Excuse me?
yeah, this is me, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd launch the perfect sneak attack, but if it had been perfect, he wouldn't have been able to set a trap so quickly. I'll bet he figured I'd come at him through a shortcut and waited for me.
Mm-hmm.
I moved first, so I was able to make it through the chaos somehow, but if I'd been a heartbeat slower and if Meow had finished his preparations, I probably would have been taken out neatly. Not bad, partner. I may have won by a nose, but the battle's far from...
I let you win, obviously. I mean,
Baka.
you always get pissed when you don't win in the end. Naturally, I lost on purpose for the sake of your mental health.
And I was trying to be a gracious winner, too.
No matter how you look at it, my trap worked perfectly and I won. I'm a real battle. It wouldn't end with... and my recharge would have been at least 1 second sooner.
At least 1 second?
If we were in a real battle, I would have blown you away with a force field against the wall, winning.
Against the wall? Ah, damn it. We almost closed out that scene so neatly, and now you've ruined it.
That's very meta. This is very, very meta.
Though he said this, Jaden laughed, looking somewhat amused. Meow wasn't really the sore loser he sounded like. They had both just been scuffling and playing. And look, now he's smiling too. However, his expression transformed utterly a second later.
I can't see him smiling right now.
He's smiling.
You know what? It was way too reckless putting your body on the line with a sudden sneak attack like that. In a real battle, you would have taken each other out, or you might have hit the building and blown yourself up. Aren't you supposed to be a super genius?
Yes.
Then don't fight in the way that'll end in a mutual kill with both you and a super normal enemy.
Dude, this is straight up from Dune. There's a scene where the protagonist is like training with his swords, but he's like, I'm so overconfident. He ends up with a sword in his genitals. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Jaden's clearly going to play the line here that this is a simulation, so there's no point in trying to play it like a real fight.
Well, let's see what he says. I know that. We were playing, so I just had a bit of fun, okay?
That's not all. The paths of the first suppression missiles were too simple. You keep getting stuck in a pattern without twisting it up a bit. And you wasted time on intercepting missiles. Your trajectory when dodging was weak, too. Just look at the trajectory data 3 seconds after you started intercepting the missiles. What a pointless maneuver. Get rid of the loss from this part and you would have had enough energy to finish me off in a final clash. And look at the trajectory data from 23 seconds later, 24.2 seconds later. Make gravity and inertia your friends instead of wasting your anti-GA to mass. Are you listening to me, Super Genius Jaden?
Shout out to Cat Fangs. Oh, it's beautiful. Great, here comes lecture mode, meow. Am I right?
Meows. Oh wait, this is narration. Go for it.
That's right. Meow sent in bits of battle action data, one after another, marked with red annotations. Wait.
It's
like...
it's switched.
I mean, whatever. At first, I thought this guy was so annoying, acting like he was my instructor or something. However, when he lectures people, he's definitely not letting his emotions get the better of him.
Is that what that picture on the right says to you?
That's it. The things he points out are always accurate. He's always totally under control and totally not a cat person. And most importantly, he really does watch people. Normally in a fight, you only think about how you're going to take down your opponent, about how super strong you'll be when you win, right?
I can't say that's how I fence.
Meow is always watching his opponent when he fights. Always thinking. It might sound weird when I put it this way, but he's always seriously thinking about his opponent's feelings.
However, the way you demonstrated parallel thinking by searching for a way to strike back while playing tag with the missiles wasn't bad. You used evasive maneuvers to gain yourself a moment of time to stockpile your mental resources, which you then employed effectively. Judging by your level of strain, you minimize the amount of unused mental resources throughout the fight.
That's the one. Well, it's not like I can leave any of my brain unused in a fight against you, Meow. See? He really does look close to his opponent's feelings. He may never miss it when somebody gets clumsy or screws up, but he also never misses it when people work hard. I tried, in my own way, to make use of the precious advice he gave me in our previous match, and it looks like he really noticed.
You tried in your own way to confront the problems you had
himself.
last time we fought. I never have either. That's what makes you a super genius, Jaden. Nice work.
Yeah! Damn it. Why the hell am I blushing at a compliment from a guy? This is why I've never had any desire to quit being your buddy. Aw, adorable.
A friend is arrived by you, a friend is arrived by you, a friend is arrived by you, a friend is arrived by you!
Then my Kizuna's Karapoyo notified me that a bunch of friends had arrived at once. Sheesh, can't you let the two of us flirt alone in peace? Oh my god, I love him.
Wait, why is she on screen twice?
I don't know. Once in VR world, once in real world?
I guess.
I guess. Seriously? Just when you should be trying to preserve your sugar levels, you set up an all-out battle?
We didn't do much, just a bit of a warm-up, right?
That's right. Just a bit of light stretching. There you go. Your blood sugar levels don't agree.
Ooh, friendly unit Lilia has registered as hostile. Friendly unit Kushka has registered as hostile. Ooh.
And now we have... You're playing both these characters,
I'm
Felix.
playing both these characters.
You're playing both of these characters.
And which one is getting the voice
other one,
we're
Band-Aid
thinking
Girl,
of?
is getting the
Band-Aid's
voice.
getting the voice you're
This
thinking
girl
of?
is the annoying one who always says meow, and I love her, and she has literal cinnamon buns as hair.
Oh, she does too.
She's amazing.
Okay. Crap. So she's Lilia, the one on the right?
Lilia? Yeah. The one on the right is Lilia. She's the annoying one with the cinnamon buns. And Kushka is the other one.
What voice do I go with for cinnamon buns?
So the voice that I wanted you to go with was the like, oh my god voice. But I don't know how you feel about doing that voice for a main character who will probably be here like a lot. So you have some leeway there. But yeah, like, she's kind of playful. She's also a criminal. It's fine. Don't worry about that too much. She's like super playful, but she could probably also murder your butt. She's like the Asuka Langley of this story, basically.
Right. Okay. So.
Which I know is a good reference for you.
Okay. Do I want to spend this voice on this character?
Which voice?
I mean, the voice I've been using for a certain pinky-haired girl in. Is that about right?
I mean, I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air.
Cat girl voice. What
Look,
the fuck
it's a
is?
cat girl voice.
What is a cat girl voice?
It's a cute girl.
Nyan, like, who could have guessed we find a couple of kitties playing in a place
All
like
right.
this, Nyan?
Okay, let's see how well I can do that.
Good
You
luck.
ready, everyone?
I'm ready.
Who could have guessed we could find a couple of kitties playing in a place like this, meow?
There you go.
It's terrible.
And now for the voice you've all been waiting for.
Well, this looks like a place worth smashing.
Yay! And now I get to play Chloe, the best girl.
Why does Chloe just have like jagged edges to her hair?
You know what? It doesn't matter. She's got the weird maid-looking headdress, and she's lovely. I love her
Actually,
already.
Lilia's right side of her head does as well. It's really weird.
Hey, Lilia, Koshka, stop that. This is no time for a battle.
I won't forgive you for having fun in a place like this while we were getting bored to tears by that ceremony, meow, 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 meow. I hate this already. I hate my life, and I want to end you for giving me this character.
Even.
I want to end
It
you.
has to happen. You
End
have to
you.
play this character.
Finish in Russian? Aspirity says finish.
Yes,
okay,
she
I'll
is Finnish.
I'll
If
try
you'd like
that.
to do like a proper Finnish accent, you could.
I'll try that for the actual playthrough, but I'm going to have to practice because my Finnish will just end up sounding like terrible.
It's true. Swedish on point though.
I was so bored. Time to blow off some steam to make up for it.
No. Let's see who can take down the others first. Meow.
Oh my god.
There's no way I'd ever lose to a hick
That's pretty mean.
like Koshka.
Like that girl with
Meow.
bandages on her face.
Don't make me laugh. I'll take on you and all the others and crush you.
Even if he does do the voice.
Go ahead and do it if you can. I'll beat up Meow and Jaden and plant you upside down in the Siberian permafrost, meow.
Oh, enemy units Lilio and Koshka have activated their Reaper's Eye. You've been targeted, playo. Enemy unit Lilio is summoning an anti-air mine dispenser, playo. Enemy unit Koshka is summoning an anti-Gauntlet sniper rifle, playo.
Okay.
Hey, just stop it already. The instructor's gonna get mad at me. Odds of Chloe getting chewed out by the instructor now at 99%, playo. Kill. What?
Wait, hold on.
Wrong voice.
I know. I was so like into the Kira Poyo voice. Oh, Kira being the sound that a frog makes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. Oh.
Good grief. Meow, Jaden, are you sure such a light warm-up was good enough for you?
No, I was thinking it was time for a real warm-up. Right, Meow?
Yeah. This time, let's check out Magus's voice selection before we hate him.
What do you mean?
I mean, ability to work as a team.
Do people not like my voice selection?
Everyone else does.
I love it. It's perfect.
Oh my goodness, JM Tried has deleted a message. That's scandalous.
Oh, it's scary.
Scandalous.
You know what the worst part is that every single time, and this is Rika Maibara particularly, every time you put out a voice there's just letters, it just is like, do you want a shirt? Like, it just cuts it. It just cuts it completely. I'm sorry. All these fantastic messages getting just deleted by the system. I'm sorry. I appreciate them.
Jokrono saying meow will be my new ASMR.
That's the one.
Get yourself just out of here. Just, you know what? It's fine. If I can be at least partially ASMR. You know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do an ASMR voice for...
No! It's such a bad idea.
It's such a terrible idea.
I suppose I've done worse.
You have. Yeah, this time, let's check our ability to work as a team. If you really take a gamble like last time, I really will punch you, okay?
Sure, I'll just wait for you to get a rocket fist that can actually reach my face.
Then it's decided. Chloe, we should warm up a little too.
Oh, friendly unit Gunhild has registered as hostile. What? No!
What is this, like a fucking bathhouse in the background? Oh my god, he's got a fucking stringed instrument.
He's learned how to play music. I love him.
Friendly unit Gunhild has initiated AMS surveillance and is now providing data to friendly units, playo. Oh, enemy unit.
Background!
He's so strong. Yeah, he's ready to throw down. Enemy. Enemy unit Chloe has begun accessing Super Tokyo Towers and air cannons. Sakura 1 and Osaka 1, playo.
Why didn't you give it that voice?
Because it's so... You know what? Maybe that will be the voice. She may try to hide it, but Chloe is totally on board with this.
No, just let me take all of you out. I instructed none of this is my fault. Oh.
I'll happily take that first strike, meow. I'm gonna eat everyone up and not gonna leave a scrap for Koshka.
If you take my target line up, I'll skewer you.
If you can do it, meow meow. I hate you.
You had to take her. We
I
had to be
hate
split
this.
up. I already have more voices than you,
I
Felix.
hate
You have
this.
to understand. I have to even it out.
I hate this.
Here they come. Let's go, meow.
Yeah, I'm so fired up. I couldn't care less about that Battle Standard Festival of Peace.
It wouldn't be fun any other way, playo. Okay, ready? Fight, playo!
And
Scene.
OP. And OP. There it is. Boom.
Alrighty. And this is the same one we've seen
This
already?
is the one we've reacted to on
Nice.
live broadcast before. So yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
fun.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Well, that, I guess, was the opening chapter of fucking Ciconia When They Cry.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. It's so weird having, like, started Umineko so late to the party in, like, 2017. I think, like, April or so. Here we are, fucking September 2019.
Look, I did not think I would live to see another, like, When They Cry, you know, because I mean, I got into this when all of it had already been released.
Yeah.
Fucking coming in the end, like, yeah, let's get hyped for a real, like, When They Cry release. And
you did watch Higurashi before.
I watched it in 2013.
So that was after Umineko had finished.
Yep. Everything was already out, and I watched Higurashi, and then I was like, what's this Umineko thing?
Oh,
It's kind of dumb,
goodness.
you know, whatever. Who cares about Umineko?
Is this the same music as the original OP?
I assume so.
It sounds different.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Somebody tell us in chat. Oh, my God. Anyway.
Maybe it was missing the vocals last time.
Everyone loves your Nya voice. Everyone is, like, super on board with it. I think that'll... Look, I'm not...
No, this is the same. Okay,
the only crime is that it seems to have overshadowed the Russian voice, which is a little sad, but...
Well, we've already done the Russian voice.
It's true.
It's not
It's
a new
true.
gag.
It's a throwback.
It's
you
a
know.
throwback.
Don't call it a comeback, it's a throwback.
Exactly.
But Nya voice is top tier.
Chloe's voice needs more Canada. I agree.
That's a good point.
You know, that is
She's a
true.
Canadian.
We do have all of these
Yeah,
countries.
no, we have all of the nationalities.
So we
up
should
on
actually
on
try
the
and make
site.
them mildly accurate.
No, absolutely.
And that'll be for the main playthrough, obviously. All right, narrator, let's go.
Oh, no matter how far virtual reality advances, it will never compare to the shock of the body's 5 senses. Oh wait, this is you. You're the narrator. You're the whatever.
Oh,
Suddenly,
this is a promo again?
Well, that's all right. I'll
Just
take
take it.
You know what?
I'll take the red
handle
boxes.
this. I can handle this. Suddenly, all 5 of the audience senses were struck by an ear-splitting roar that rumbled down to the pit of their stomachs, as well as other sensations like the smell of iron and oil mixed together. Narrator, just now. Narrator.
All right. If we can't patch the game, that's what the points are. Is every time
Say someone's voice.
we start with a pool of points, and every time we fuck up, we fuck
So
up.
we say narrator. Okay.
Go.
Just now, 5 shiny silver fighter planes passed right over us, dancing through the sky above the International Festival of Peace at Gifu Stadium. Lying at their head was this year's host, Japan of the Arctic Ocean Union.
Gifu, I recognize that place.
That's a place that is real in Japan.
I know, but it's also somewhere we've been recently.
Not as physically, but
The
yeah.
Arctic Ocean Union.
That's the one which apparently Australia's not a part of. On either side were
Of course
fighters,
it's not.
were fighters from the Europe-Middle East Alliance, the Central Ocean Union, the African Commonwealth Realm, and the Latin American Treaty Organization. Were very powerful people.
Herds, why would Australia be part of the Arctic Ocean
Look,
Union?
why not? Why not? Why couldn't we be a part of it? Why couldn't we be involved in this story? Are you telling us that Australia isn't good enough?
I
Is
mean,
that what you're saying?
it is on the far side of the world, the Arctic Ocean Union.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We need to be on that team.
And is the Central Ocean Union, is that like the Pacific?
I'm not sure. I'm bad at geography.
No. Well, I guess it would have to be, because that's what Japan's a part of in this, right?
Japan is part of the AOU. But I believe that that's something that's I think we might learn more about on the
Right.
website. But I heard that they were both
Cool.
part of the COU and the AOU.
Let's carry on.
That was a joint flight of fighters from the 5 great nations. Just magnificent. What a fitting ceremony for the Battle-Sounded Festival of Peace. These warriors of peace have honed their skills day and night to defend peace on this planet, and the God can't get enough of them. Let there be eternal peace in this world. And thank you, warriors of peace, for supporting the wars of peace from both sides of peace yet again today. And then the wars of peace will crumble.
Peace.
Not supported from all the sides.
James F. Kennedy?
James F. Kennedy.
James
That's the one.
James
That's the real person.
F. Kennedy?
James F. Kennedy. There you go.
Is that a real quote from James F. Kennedy?
Probably.
You do know that John F. Kennedy
I
was
know.
the president. Okay, cool.
I know. No, I'm aware.
I was just a little surprised to see.
I have no clue what's going on there.
Interesting. Interesting that he would choose that quote there.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty, is that the demo done?
That's it. Thanks for
Yes.
playing.
Alright.
Yeah, no, that's it. And go to Chrono Trigger and tell him he's a cool guy.
Yes.
Just send him lots of emails. Just tell him he's great.
Alrighty.
I'm sure he won't be annoyed by that. And then
Okay,
we've done
cool. How do we get out of here now? Do we just have to...
I think we'll try hit escape, but I think
okay,
he's
it's just wait. It's
yeah,
just,
there we go.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Excellent. Well, let's take another break for quick questions.
Yeah, dude.
And then we will hit up the website.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Aspie's got Japan is split between the AOU and COU, which I'm wary of speaking about for reasons. I've been spoiled on other things, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, apparently that's a thing in this universe, that Japan is split down the middle, and we need to be wary of that going forward.
Alrighty, cool. Let me just quickly get open the
Interesting. Seem to have closed the
07th website.
That's interesting. What's happening? That's all right. I'm going to reload the stream.
And we will be back on screen. There we go.
I can see everyone's wonderful messages.
All right, cool.
It's just dying.
So.
Oh my god. We got 70 people watching, dude. We're not quite 100. We're getting there. Oh, this is a beautiful turnout.
Alrighty. Cool. So, let's have a look. What's in Canada? Is one of the countries Canada? Yes. How about betting points on theories and predictions? The more accurate, the more points. Predictions about things in the way the future give more points. That sounds like a lot of fun, but also extraordinarily abstract. As much as I would absolutely be down for that, it would be very hard to, come up with any sort of metric there, which, not to say that we have done for the previous points, so it's probably a decent suggestion. We'll look into it.
Also, some people are like, Ben said he watched Higurashi in school. How young is Ben? That was my last year of high school, so do the math. But, yeah.
Not allowed to know how old I am.
Not allowed to know how old anyone is. I mean, I'm sure I've mentioned my age at least once. Maybe that video hasn't been released yet, but, if you ever hunt through, I'm sure I've said it somewhere.
Tony, LMONIDS, however you pronounce that last word. Tony, is this not a mystery at all, or are there mystery elements? So we spoke about it a bit earlier on the stream. I don't know when you jumped in, but we've been told that it's not a mystery in the same sense as the previous games, and that's about the full extent of the clarification we've had. There is a thing on this website that will say more about that. It might actually be on this page if I scroll down.
You can find it.
No, it's not this page.
No, that's right. Aspire asks, do you support demi-non-binary Jaden? Hell yeah. Those two are gay as fuck, and I love them.
Yeah, so demi-non-binary is the pseudo flag on his shirt, right?
Yes, it is. The shirt on his flag, on the flag on his shirt, yes.
Because I was looking up pride flags for unrelated reasons, and I saw that one and I was like, I recognize that pattern.
That looks familiar.
Yeah, and then I fucking saw it on his shirt. I was like, oh
my god, just Jaden is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's like, he literally is like, what are all these girls coming along to split up my flirting time with my boyfriend? I love it. I love them so much. Symbolism on the wall. Usually walls symbolize being caged in, but here we have it be the opposite. Which wall is this? What are you referring to here?
Excellent question. JCal W11.
Yes. JCal W11.
Australia is in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Oh, we're in NATO. Nice.
Does that still exist? I thought I didn't see that in the list of things.
I don't think it was either, no.
Anyway, cool.
Hey.
Let me zoom in on this webpage.
This isn't a question, but IRL Venus says they're both ageless. They're the endless witches, Jokrono Magus. Agree.
Alright.
Big agree.
Cool. So this is the story rundown we've had so far.
Yeah. I think this one we've seen before.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure.
The nation and character pages are all completely new.
So 100 years after the world was nearly destroyed during World War III, cutting-edge technology saved the planet from a nuclear winter, allowing its population to reach the tens of billions once more. Poor Isaac Asimov. This eventually gave rise to a new ultimate military technology, the Gauntlet. The people who wore these on their left arms, Gauntlet Knights, this is all stuff we saw in the video before. However, because Gauntlet Knights could only be used by those who had particular talents and underwent special training from a very young age, not even 150,000 people from across the world could control them, even if you counted preschoolers. Interesting note.
There you go. For some reason, the Gauntlet people have to be young kids, which again is like an Evangelion thing. In that show, the robots can only be piloted by young people. And they typically have I shouldn't say spoilers, but there are reasons why the specific characters that can use the robots can use them.
Question, are we going to ever make a visual novel?
Sure, why not? Go nuts. I mean, look, if you want to make the fan fiction, I'm Jaden and he's Meow and just make it beautiful, do that. You guys make that for us. I will not fund it, but I will appreciate it and I'll frame it on my wall.
That's a good idea.
The entire visual novel.
So we're still taking questions with that James quote. Does that mean factions time?
I think that what they're referring to is that they're like we mentioned, there's all these different factions in the world and the different teams that are part of each faction. Yeah, there's probably going to be like fights between the factions. Like we've had it so ominously foreshadowed in the original trailer and on the website and everywhere that like there's all these different people and they're all coming together and they're all making peace. That's not going to last because we have that ominous quote at the end there. It's going to all fall apart and people who were once friends will turn enemies. And we'll see how that goes.
PD, Isaac Asimov, ? Yes, we are covering Isaac Asimov's Caves of Steel on Death of the Reader tomorrow night and for the next couple of weeks.
9 p.m. at Sydney time.
Yeah,
listen to that.
And that'll be on 2ser.com and all of your favorite podcast platforms if you're interested in murder mystery fiction.
Including YouTube.
Including
right
YouTube.
here on this very channel.
Cool. Make the Jamagus VN.
We would love to. If there's a rich Saudi prince. Oh, I think my phone just died. Oh no.
It's all right.
That's no good.
It's all right.
You'll have to read questions for me while I fix this.
I'll keep at it. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this up on screen and kind of slowly read it out while we still take questions, and then we'll go into the nations and character pages shortly. Let me just switch Ben's mic off while he's wandering around the room. In other words, it was becoming an era where all existing military forces would be obsolete and where the military might of the world would be measured by the small number of boys and girls who could use gauntlets.
Very anime.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard story, I feel.
It is.
After competing each other in the International Battle Standard Festival, a group of gauntlet knights from all over the world became fast friends, swearing to support the walls of peace from both sides and prevent another world war from ever occurring.
Which they won't.
However, World War IV was steadily approaching like a line of falling dominoes. There's a lot of language motifs that are coming back from the previous stories quite explicitly.
Yeah.
Like the dominoes thing. I mean, that's pretty common, admittedly, so it's not like that's super unique. But
I mean, the word peace, like P-E-A-C-E versus P-I-E-C, there's some stuff going on there.
Do you guys think the trainees we saw in the preview had ever actually worn a gauntlet in real life? What we saw was a simulation, right? Given what Okanogi said, we should expect mechanical failures.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's a really interesting point to make.
The disillusionment of the youth is definitely going to be like a theme, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously peace is like a very on-the-nose theme. Obviously, the friendship between this group is going to be important. Interesting. When the full game comes out, will you reread the first chapter? Yes.
I mean, yeah.
And we'll do it. We'll do it largely so you guys can hear the voices. We can practice the voices.
Yeah.
And also so that this video can sit separately with Umineko and Higurashi spoilers,
yep.
and the playthrough can be without.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I mean,
and then this is the main section of this passage here that I think is interesting, given context of the previous games. The young are supposed to be the main characters in their own eras, but in reality they're nothing but game pieces lined up on the board of those who are crafty and more experienced, something Umineko. But must these boys and girls be forced to kill each other as pieces? Who are the pieces and who are the players? And who does the player's bidding? What victory conditions does each person have? Is it peace, war, annihilation? Is the foretold tragedy a scheme or a delusion, the future or reality? No, there is no need to resist this tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
The job of a game piece is to dance about within the tragedy's grasp. What are the rules of the game, you ask? How hard is it? That's for us to decide, so it's none of your concern. All you people need to do is take pieces and get taken yourselves, entertaining us with the range of your emotions. Are you listening? You don't want to misunderstand your position.
I mean, sure. Yeah, whatever. It's Rikishi being Rikishi.
And the line that most people are saying is pointing on this to being, this isn't going to be a mystery, is, in this next game, I won't give you the privilege of being a player.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Which, I mean, I don't know. It's not going to be as much focus on the mystery. He wants us to get hyped up about the characters and, like, pick sides. My dream is that Rikishi's going to start an ARG.
God.
I mean, that'd be great if it was like, okay, so pick a side. Like, you finish episode 1, it's like, which of the sides do you think is the greatest, and which one do you think should win? Vote in this poll now, or like solve this puzzle to contribute to your team. That sort of thing. I know that's like a little bit tacky, and I like, given the functionality of this site and the way that everything loads individually, who knows if that's even a good idea. But It'd be a cool experiment.
Yeah, no, this
For
website is not particularly...
It's not great.
Well functional. What is this here? Is this a fingerprint here in the background?
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know what that is.
It's got. It seems like it says 99 on the side, though the numbers are a bit too pixelated to read these down the bottom.
I don't know what that is. And there's a little like door thing on the left.
Yeah, actually, that looks like Pong. I'm gonna be honest. It's got two things on either side and then a ball in the middle.
Oh, you're right. It's a little game that's being played between two people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is window dressing, but I'm sure there's some meaning here somewhere. Yeah, we get the cool like VR like UI stuff in the background. Like you scroll through the data and look at the biometrics, like on the top left.
Will this game use the Bible how Umineko used Dante's Divine Comedy?
Possibly. Yeah.
I'd say probably not, actually.
You don't think so?
Because in Umineko, a lot of the Bible and Inferno, Divine Comedy references were all, kind of integrated to the, like... Let me rephrase that. Yes, but I don't think that it's going to be upfront in the way that your question is suggesting to me.
Sure. Well, we'll see. I mean, we do have an entire faction that are like the religious police. But we'll
Thirsty,
get to them.
You'll need to drink some water. Is that related to us or something that's happening in chat?
I don't know.
I'm just going to hope that's related to something in chat. But let me take a drink right in front of the mic.
Thirsty girls and boys. Let me go get my water. It's all over here.
Delicious water.
Yeah.
There's a chilled water tap right outside the studio here, and it's amazing.
Honestly, such high budget. We have so much water here.
Umi had a blurb like this before it came out that said, "All murders are done by a witch. It's fantasy, not mystery. If you still want to challenge this game is for you." Interesting. I didn't know about that.
No Hitalia.
Ryukishi said that unlike Umineko, he has the whole story planned from the beginning, so it'll be less reactive to the readers. That's fair.
We'll see. I mean, it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, we talk about this on playthrough all the time, but like, I love that Ryukishi goes onto Reddit or whatever and is like, what do people think? What are people's theories? How can I respond to that? But of course, as we know, that could also lead to some bad stuff happening where he's too affected by the readers. He completely changes things that he's really passionate about because of the response.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how
God forbid that anyone would ever send bad messages over internet platforms.
Oh my God! Don't even.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to mention it.
Just ignore them and they'll go away.
Alright,
give
cool.
them the time of day.
So, the Arctic Ocean Union, a faction that formed around an alliance between AOU America and AOU Russia, two B3W superpowers.
Cool.
Their highest goal is to restore the world order before the B3W era, regaining worldwide hegemony with their two core countries once again. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that word. It might be a soft G. After the nuclear war, they chose to manage childbirth through factories by rapidly recovering the size of their population and selecting for genes. They also managed to eliminate various hereditary diseases. They're known for being extremely conscious of human rights, and they tend to intervene when they see human rights issues in other countries, claiming to be vanguards for worldwide justice. Because it's a faction of humans born from factories, other factions view them as a land of cold-blooded values.
Nice.
Interesting there that it points out that they're designer babies, and then that we have two clearly non-binary characters opening the story.
Yeah.
That's obviously an angle that Ryukishi's played before, but it's a kind of tidy way to make that statement in the background, which I really like. Cool. Let's look at Mitake Meow.
Yay!
From AOU Japan, a member of the 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Warcat of the AOU Combined Military Central HQ, the current world record holder for the highest P3 level measurements. I love that album. His overwhelming score so far surpassed second place. The current Gauntlet engineering is unable to make use of his P3 potential, so he's currently in a state where his talent has outstripped technology. Because of his unique level of ability, the AOU Next Generation Genetic Research Center and the AOU Joint Parliament have budgeted $100 million towards his genetic analysis.
Apparently.
It's really interesting that they'd be analyzing his genes when supposedly he's also a designer baby.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know.
Definitely a bit.
Although that said, we're about to read about... Look, can I read this one? I want to tell you about Jaden because he has the best shit.
Let's just quickly look at his separate.
He's so good. I love him.
Let's go.
From AOU America, a member of the 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Warcat of the AOU Combined Military Central HQ. Despite being an NPP, he made it into the top 3 in the AOU America Combined P3 examination, which is completely dominated by CPPs. In subsequent examinations, it was discovered that the chemicals produced in his brain and their receptors has exhibited abnormal behavior. He's basically the chosen one. The AOU America Advanced Research Facility for National Defense determined that this was an extremely rare mental power, one that was neither superior nor inferior to CPP's, and they designated him as a special research subject. Now, that's all very well and good, but however, following an incident where he drew indecent pictures with colored smoke over Florida while practicing for a flying exhibition, he has been permanently banned from flying over America
So
itself.
is he from Florida? And
I hope
thus
so. And he drew dicks in the sky over Florida, and now he's banned.
Florida man.
He is literally Florida man.
Okay.
And I am so
Question.
happy. I have lived all of my life for this moment.
Question.
Shout out to Jesse Cox. Yeah?
Has anyone in the fandom made a post on Florida man about Jaden yet?
Probably. Yeah, no, somebody has definitely brought up that he is Florida man.
No, I know that's clearly have to have come up. But has anyone made a post on any of the Florida man communities about it?
I don't know.
The March Hare, is he a designer baby, though? That was what was implied to me by the faction setup in that they produce babies in factories. That was what that said to me. Though clearly it did not actually state one way or the other. Cool. And then we have NPP means not produced person, and CPP means controlled produced person.
There you go.
Was that what it said about Mitake here?
And catch it.
I didn't see it in here.
They have a B3 level measurements.
Though that is plausible.
It's implication. Yeah, for sure.
I don't see that word in here again either. Oh, there it is.
The problem trying to get through and find these Norse runes is that Celeste Castle is also tweeting about the Super Smash Bros. Stuff. Look, there's been a lot of stuff happening on the internet. Oh my god.
I see. Cool. Yeah. So Jaden is supposedly not a produced person, but I don't see anything about it in Meow's.
Yeah.
Cool. Gunhild.
Gunhild from AOU Sweden.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Swedish voices.
A member of the 17th Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Warcat with the AOU Combined Military Central HQ. During her 3-year-old childhood health examination, she had average P3 levels, so she was removed from the selective training course. However, thanks to acquired PP training she took later on, her levels rose dramatically. Though she was selected as a candidate at the extremely late age of 12, the growth of her mental power didn't stop there, and she became North Europe's top ace thanks to effort rather than talent. The AOU Combined Military's Aerial Augmented Infantry Command Center granted her the position of Council Special Assistant with the right to speak at the Research Development Council for PP Training Methods.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Interesting. Alrighty, cool. So that is the Warcats.
We go.
So this is like our main squad, right? We've kind of known a decent bit about this, other than some of the goofy details. Yes.
No, it's nice getting some goofy details. I like all the character that we're getting of these nerds.
How can cicadas be real if Aciconias aren't real?
What?
That is an excellent question, Mr. Not Specified. My headcanon is that Ciconia Okanogi is the descendant of RGD Okanogi.
It's plausible.
Today I learned he's in RGD.
I haven't read all that, but I believe it. He's in everything. The man, we cannot get away from him because he is just too good.
I mean, honestly, we are at some point going to have to read Higginbotham and RGD because it's very clear that there is some implications dragging these novels together.
Absolutely.
Cool. Chloe from the Grave Moles. Actually, we should go read the Grave Mole profile.
Oh, I guess so. I just love Chloe so much. She's adorable.
Oh, no, sorry. We don't have team profiles. It's just the regions.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right.
AOU Canada. Go. Ben.
Oh, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, because it's your voice.
I thought it was... Whatever, dude. From AOU Canada, a member of the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Experimental Squad Grave Mole of the AOU Combined Military Geroi? Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. She was chosen for the selective training course, but her grades were slow to improve and she lost confidence in herself because she's adorable and we love her. Her grades tended to be particularly bad when working with groups, and an excessively low level of self-empowerment was diagnosed as the cause. Currently, she takes part in counseling and mental power correction research at the Geroi Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center. Partly because of her results there, she's now known as one of the most capable Gauntlet Knights in North America. And she's lovely. And she wears like that weird maid headdress thing. And it's beautiful.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, we don't know much about her. She only has like 3 lines.
Yeah.
I will say, we've already passed her, and this is kind of rude of us, but Gunhild, despite being part of the main like three people has like 2 lines in the demo. It's like it's completely Meow and Jaden's gay relationship, which is great. But like poor Gunhild.
Yeah, it's
like,
it's going to be interesting seeing how he juggles such an enormous cast right from the start.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what his plan is there.
What is everyone saying Haworthia? Oh, because Jinshan.
Oh, because Haworthia is...
yeah, we probably will read that as well. Is there a translated version of that?
Well, Haworthia is a series of music. It's an album.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember Aspie was telling me about this.
So I believe Aspie had a plan to like translate that shit. I don't know how that's going, but if you got the translation for us, hit us up. But yeah, no, we should really look through that because I'm sure it's connected.
Alrighty.
Although there was an interview where Epic was like, so is Spidey. Oh, sorry, not Spidey. So Ryukishi, what about the Haworthia soundtrack? And he was like, the what? So we'll see.
Obviously, we do have to point out that we're looking for criminal blue-haired young girls here.
Yeah.
To pin who's going to be our evil person for this.
No, Chloe will not be evil. She'll be lovely.
I don't think it's Chloe.
Beautiful.
She looks too happy.
Yeah,
and
dude. She definitely won't do anything
ponytail.
significant, I'm sure.
All right, Koshka. From AOU Russia, a member of the 100th Aerial Augmented Infantry Yada Yada Grave Mole. She's currently serving as a Class 1 criminal. Her crime is not public knowledge, but has been allowed to leave in exchange for volunteering as a research subject at the Gero Level 4 Heavy Military Research Center.
That's the one.
That research center and the Russian government have not publicly released details concerning her mental capacity, so her talent and potential are unknown. The range of her P3 level varies wildly and is unstable, however, though it's unofficial and has only happened once. She supposedly has surpassed the highest P3 level measurements of Meow, the world record holder, by a considerable margin.
So she's a wild card, basically. She's a Band-Aid girl wild card, and I imagine those Band-Aids are because she keeps hurting herself by, like, going too ham.
I suppose so.
Like, I don't know what else there would be there for. Like, is it just that she gets in a lot of fights?
Yeah, it's interesting because we've had that premise in the story wrap-up that it says that they're, like, all friends, get along really well, and they're trying to work together to avoid a world war. But obviously, Ryukishi's game is character conflict, so this seems like a fairly prime candidate for that.
Epica, thank you for I've remembered. I was like, Rika Maibari, is that Epica? And you've confirmed for me. Thank you for having my back and showing me that I am not misremembering things. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Trying to keep track of everyone's names in chat is hard
It's too
enough.
many people. You all need to just get one account and everybody be on it, and you say who you are, all of your names before you say anything.
All right,
time for Cat Girl.
Yes.
Time for the Blake
so,
XP.
Lilia.
With cinnamon buns for hair.
Whose
even
pose,
have like icing.
That pose is absurd.
She's so good.
Just stick that butt out.
She's about to fight someone with her butt, dude.
From AOU Finland. She's currently serving time as a Class 1 criminal as well. Has been allowed to leave for the same reason. Her grades at the Swimmenlina?
What?
Swimmenlina?
Swimmenlina? It'd be Swar.
Aerial Augmented Infantry School before her arrest were incredible, and her records at that school still haven't been broken. Large changes have been noticed in her personality and character since her imprisonment, and some sort of experiment at the research center is rumored to be the cause.
Oh my god, Utopia, you're so right. She does look like Lucia. She has like a similar outfit. Anyway, keep going.
It's interesting. It's interesting that the grave moles are obviously all like criminals.
Well, two of them are criminals. We don't know about Chloe, which means she's the dirtiest criminal of all, especially if she's
yeah. So
I won't spoil rewrite, but like
this squad to me seems like they're going to be our exploration of what it means to be innocent and guilty.
Sure.
Because that's obviously in a crime-centered series like this, that's going to be a part of the premise, I imagine.
For sure.
Let's go to the COU.
Oh my god, there's so many.
The Central Ocean Union.
So many characters.
Yes. And this is also the first time we've seen these things in like full unobstructed views. We'd kind of seen these two already. I mean, we had seen them in the last trailer.
All of these characters we've seen in the trailer.
No, I mean the icons.
Oh, you mean the icons?
Yeah,
no, some of them.
Yeah, some of them were like obscured and spinning around.
They were kind of like scattered about.
Yeah,
and so it wasn't too hard to see them, or too easy rather. The opposite of what I said.
Petition, stop confusing Joan and Mag. I guess they're doing their best. No, this is it's right. It's a live stream.
This is what we're here for.
This is what we signed ourselves up for.
This is what we're doing.
It's been 2 hours. This is insane.
You guys need to confuse us as much as you can to make the most of this.
All right.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
A faction formed around an alliance between COU China and COU India, two new superpowers that rose near the end of the B3W period. It was formed as a reaction to the AOU's push for a return to the old world order. For that reason, it has stood in opposition to the AOU ever since its founding. They're the only one of the factions that still maintains their B3W sense of values, and they claim to be the only group of nations where ancient traditions in the human heart still live on.
Interesting.
That might be why they tend to look down on other nations, calling them cold-blooded and inhumane. It's said to be a country where connections and money do all the talking, and the other factions view it as corrupt. There's a really beautiful contrast there between they have their old B3W senses of contrast. It's said to be a country where the connections and money do all the talking.
Yes, absolutely. Yay for capitalism. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. I want our capitalism dystopia. I love this, especially when we get into. Actually, no, that's a different. Don't worry about it. Let's just get into these fucking factions because I love them.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Who do we got? China first.
Yeah, we've got we've got what faction is this? Baibao.
How has this been 2 hours? My God, we're insane.
We are insane.
Let's go.
Cool. From COU China, a member of the Imperial Guard Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Baibao of the COU Combined Military HQ. During her newborn mental evolution, she was recognized as a national special growth target. Later on, she was given the best of educations, complete with the best human resources, material resources, and budget, and was fated to become the queen of the Aerial Augmented Infantry representing all allied countries of the COU. She then splendidly answered to those expectations as the strongest Gauntlet Knight in the COU. The Kunlun, I don't know, too Australian, military research city proposed a 5-year plan with an annual budget of 100 million won for the purpose of copying her mental ability, and this request was accepted. So is this going to be like a running theme through the captains of each team, that they're like the best of the best and they're budgeting to study how good they are?
Yeah, basically.
That's interesting. It seems then that's kind of raises an interesting question about what is perceived as the leadership of these teams. Because, you know, we haven't explicitly really had it said that they're the leaders of the teams, but it's kind of implied.
They seem to be, yeah.
And it's very interesting that this story might be exploring that concept of, like, what it means to be the leader of these teams.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What is the purpose of leadership?
This is very, like, this is military shit, right? Like, we open with the, like, propaganda, you know, wartime, like, I mean, it wasn't a cartoon, but that, like, that vibe, like, let's get you jazzed up for war. It's going to be great when you explode and everybody dies. How fun's that's going to be? We'll definitely be looking at, like, military structures and how they, like, control each other and how military doctrine kind of works, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, no, that should be super interesting.
Because war is terrifying. But it's also very interesting.
Then we have this
makes a lot of money.
Sketchy-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I don't know what this dude's voice is, but I kind of want to look. I'm gonna read out his bio.
Sure.
Hopefully, I can steal him in the actual game. This is Momotake, apparently.
I'm sure that is the wrong pronunciation.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Momotake. You know what? It doesn't matter. That's it. That's the one.
So I really like this guy's outfit. The kind of like blend of modern military outfit,
and
traditional
samurai,
dress, and then the shoulder pads.
I was gonna say the shoulder pads, little ribbons and things.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
From COU Japan.
From COU Japan, a member of the Imperial Guard Aerial Augmented Infantry
It's
Squad.
the same on each person in the squad. Just skip that line.
What? But I like to read. Of
Just
the
skip that
COU
line.
Combined Military HQ, he was assigned to Baibao Squad, where, for the sake of providing support to the COU's Queen of Aerial Augmented Infantry, Ling Zhen, teamwork and communication were more highly valued than high P3 levels.
See, there we go. Once again.
Simply going by his numerical measurements, it would be hard to call him the best candidate, but it was determined that he was the wingman most capable of maximizing Li Zhen's potential. Even so, he is now the Naha Aerial Augmented Infantry School's biggest hero since its establishment, and they recently held an unveiling ceremony for a bronze statue of him. That's pretty cool.
So is this the first
popular guy?
Is this the first character we've had introduced who isn't in the squads, or is this Ling Zhen?
I didn't catch. When you go check the names, yeah. This is like one of them's gonna be Ling Zhen, right?
Nope.
No, it's Aisha.
Right.
What's the first girl's name? Was she again? Was she?
Was she Ling Zhen?
Yeah, she was. I was gonna say it wasn't the first lady. That one. So yeah, they're like flanking her.
What's going on? I don't have Steam open. Why is it fucking popping up? Hold on.
Dude.
Let me
Steam just wants. What are you doing? Why would you do this? You're gonna confuse people.
I'm just gonna hide this and quickly turn off Steam because this isn't actually my account, so I don't want anyone who is unwilling to be on stream be on stream.
Aspire says maybe the Peace Festival is just to research these knights for war purposes. Entirely plausible. It's all a trap at the end. You get to the end of each like loop of the episode and they're like, "Mahaha, this was all just a big old experiment to see what would happen.
I'm excited for in about 20 seconds when we say we haven't seen Ling Zhen and chat's like, no, she was the first one.
Oh, God.
It's like, guys,
Stream delay. We already figured out. We already went on that journey. I'm sorry you weren't a part of it. It's all right.
Stream delay. Don't you love it?
It's good.
From COU Indonesia.
I'm watching.
Aisha. A member of the Imperial Guard Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad Baibow of the COU Combined Military HQ. I'd read it even though I told you not to. Now I feel silly. As a trainee, she was praised for being a hard worker and a model student, but her innate talent was judged to be below average. Later, she volunteered to be sent to Kunlun Military Research City as a test subject.
Oh.
As a result of their research, they discovered that she was immensely talented at observing the airspaces using 8MS, and she made a comeback as an aerial augmented infantry soldier focusing on specialized techniques for observation and detection. Furthermore, she later achieved good marks on compatibility tests with Ling Zhen and was promoted quickly through the ranks to land in Baibao squad. She would then become the ideal good supporter to bolster that squad's efforts. So, there's a lot more focus on the leadership thing in this squad than there were in the other ones.
There are a couple of them where it's like, there's a princess leading them and they were supposed to protect them and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
There's some, like, Rikushi's clearly, like, giving a different dynamic to each of the groups.
Alrighty.
Which is cool.
So, this is Sapana.
Sapana! The Indian girls and boy.
Sujatha?
Sujatha!
Alright.
She is from COU, India, a member of the 301st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Supana, of the COU Combined Military Central General Corps, 1st Branch. During her newborn mental evaluation, she was recognized as a national special growth target, and she also graduated from an Aerial Augmented Infantry Officers School with grades well ahead of the pack. However, it was recently discovered that she had a flaw whereby her P3 levels would become unstable while under particular kinds of stress. What kinds of stress, though? Now, in order to help her overcome this flaw, a research team has been offering her support. She's incredibly straight-laced and is always putting herself under high-stress conditions, so her support team is always recommending that she rest or find a hobby.
All right, another very interesting example of the struggles of leadership.
Yep, for sure. Yep, and these are her support squad. This lovely hijab-wearing lady, I believe. I believe it's a hijab. I could be wrong.
I'm not adequately informed, I'll be honest.
I used to... Yeah, it's a hijab. It's a hijab. I used to know all of them off by heart because I was doing research for a role-playing character, but that was a long time ago.
Ah, man, good times.
Yeah. Hijab with a skirt, that's a bold fashion choice.
It is. Rukshana. Interesting. From Saudi Arabia.
Perfect.
In her home country, only men attended aerial augmented infantry schools, but her P3 levels were so high that the king commanded that she be given a special exception. Her personality isn't suited for being in the aerial augmented infantry, but she earns top grades in all forms of training. Her simulator grades are the best in the COU-controlled section of the Middle East. Her non-confrontational personality and tendency to focus on defense are thought to be signs that she best embodies the soldier who protects peace, so she's very highly regarded. Bringing back that peace theme.
Peace is important, guys. Don't break the peace.
I don't think there's as much to dig into in this one as there is in some of the other characters.
I don't know. I wonder if it's just because Rikushi has thought more about the ones that are like in the demo, or because he's like planning on having these guys just be less of a focus in general. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens as it
Even
unfolds.
if there is no mystery, it's still going to blow minds. I have no clue where this is going yet within the When They Cry universe. Neither do we.
The universe is very tightly bound together, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, one of the interesting things is that both of the previous When They Cry games have had a very strong thesis where Higurashi is about friendship and what it means to, step out of your comfort zone. Umineko is a story about storytelling, at least as far as we see it, and also, the struggles of love. So is there a character that kind of got touched on and dropped in the last story that we're going to pick up on here? Because
probably,
yeah,
we'll see. But yeah,
I mean, dropped is perhaps the wrong word, but is there anyone that we kind of covered that we didn't get
was missing? Perhaps maybe
didn't get a complete thesis on, and how do we expand that to a full story's worth of thesis?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Like immediately, peace and leadership clearly jump out here.
Yep.
Though it's hard to say from just these character profiles and the preview we have.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that this is going to be like... I mean, I feel it's going to be very Starship Troopers, where they're like, yeah, look at us go, we're going to save the human race.
Stop playing with the mic stand. It's very loud.
I just had to. We're going to get the, we're going off to defeat the bug monsters and, do the Battle Stand Festival. And, oh, wait, actually, people are the worst.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it'll end with like, yeah, we did it at the end of Starship Troopers and have it be like up in the air. It's gonna be like, oh no, I killed Jaden and my one true love, and now what do I do? You know?
All right, now we have Crazy Hair Guy, otherwise known as Andrew from Toy Story.
Yeah, from COU Madagascar. I did not see that one coming. Supposedly the reason he wasn't discovered by the national exams was because he likes to slack off, and he wasn't at school on the day of the exam. Even though enrollment into the Aerial Augmented Infantry course usually starts at preschool, he began at age 13. That is incredibly late, becoming the latest blooming ace on the planet, as well as the person who reached this position in the shortest period of time. Now, we've had the term ace a couple of times. Are these all aces? Like, is that the term for these characters, or is that just like...
I think that is.
It sounds like that's what that is. Like, an ace is someone who's part of one of these teams.
Yeah. This guy's probably, like, one of the nicest character drawings we have, I think.
I love the hair, honestly. Like and the like, scarf thing.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Yeah.
And the way that he's, like, posed... It's good. It's good.
It gives a very strong impression of like a little bit of motion as the thing that's like falling behind him as he walks.
And it's not silly either.
No. I mean, the pink hair is a bit silly, but it's beautiful, and that's all that matters.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Cool. Now we have the ABN, the Abrahamic Brother Nations.
Oh, it's time.
It's time for all of your favorite religious
Yay!
analogies.
Dystopia, religious shit. Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited. Can I tell you? This is a brief tangent. I once wrote up like a world one time in my writer's exploits, and one of the factions was like, it was like a religious group that was also like the media entertainers and the reporters. So the whole shtick of their like society was that they'd be like, "But get your Buddhism brand soda can today," and they were very like commercialized religion. I'm hoping we get something like that here.
Yeah. Cool. Using the end of World War III as a turning point, the three religions that once stood in opposition succeeded in a historic reconciliation. The result was this newly born religious nation group. They're extremely respectful of religious traditions and precepts, and for the sake of protecting religious freedom, slander against other religions is strictly prohibited. The religious police who oversee this are famous for being incredibly strict. They claim to be a beautiful, reverent nation group that respects precepts, traditions, and religious art. For that reason, they pity other factions and work to expand their influence and evangelize. Because of the religious police's authority, other factions think of it as a police state without freedom of speech. Much like how people think of Australia, except without the religion.
That's the one. Yeah. Without the religion? Fair enough.
I mean, it's kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Let's not talk about Australian politics.
I was going to say...
Let's just gag about...
This isn't The Wire.
Just gag about... Whoo,
time for the second best team.
The Wire on 2SER.
It's a good show, apparently.
Yes.
I've heard. I haven't listened to it, but I hear it's very good.
Cool.
Oh, I love her already.
So what was the name of this squad? Thalafa Saif.
Thalafa Saif.
Was it this squad that had their name changed?
Yes.
No, they both did.
It was
no, they've both been changed.
Yeah, the non-idol squad was the one that was like significantly changed. People were not happy with their grammar at all. This is Naima from ABN Iraq, a member of the ABN Peace Department's Holy 901st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad. Thalathat Suyuf. Definitely have to...
Yeah, that's been changed a lot.
She has been attached to the Berlin Research Monastery of Peace and Friendship. Oh, I love this. This is the best name. The Berlin Research Monastery of Peace and Friendship. There's so much being mashed together. Since the age of 0 as a graduate student for special instruction, she's received an elite aerial augmented infantry education. She's undergone training that allows her P3 level peaks to be manually controlled via the application of drugs. Oh, this is so good. And rumor has it that she surpasses even the top aces of other countries in this state. She's got a berserk button. She's just a lovely little, like, Iraqian, Berlinian peace and friendship, like, lady monk, and she goes berserk. Her brain isn't impeded by the application of drugs, but there have been unsubstantiated charges, that countless graduate students have suffered brain damage as part of the research process.
G-Chen is asking if you're going to take this voice.
Probably.
Okay, cool.
She's so good. She's adorable. I love her.
Yeah, so...
I want to pet her a little bit, but not like too
once
hard.
again, back on the like themes of leadership and looking at, I guess probably the closest analogy we have here in Australia is like the questions of, you know, sports and the people in those sports trying to be role models while also trying to like push themselves beyond what is reasonable, and kind of some of the vices that go hand in hand with that.
Oh my god.
So I wonder if that's kind of a similar angle to what we're going to be taking here, especially when it kind of seems like a contest, obviously, this Battle Standard Festival.
Who is this nerd? I don't even remember seeing this guy. Was he in the OP? I guess he must have been.
Is that Stanislaw?
Stanislaw? Is that a T?
No, that's an L with a dash to it.
Why would you put a dash to an L? That looks like a T. Anyway,
I don't know.
Stanislaw.
Diacritics is what
You
those
take this religious
are
looking.
called.
He looks like a medieval
Right.
like, priest or something. This is great.
Yeah.
I want to take this whole team, honestly.
From ABN Poland. Take it while I quickly research how to say his name.
Wait, what? You want to take? Oh, okay. From ABN Poland, a member of the ABN Peace Department's Holy 901st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Thalathad Soyov. The ABN Aerial Augmented Infantry enthusiastically makes use of drugs to manage P3 levels. So yeah, the religious group that just drugs their kids up. That's amazing. So all squads have a member with a medical role who manages the team's physical condition. He's a rare human resource. He's qualified to be a doctor in addition to being in the Aerial Augmented Infantry, and he's in charge of accompanying and managing Naima, the Peace Department's secret weapon. He's been trained to act with a doctor's calm, avoiding wasting mental resources on emotion, and keeping his cool in all situations. So yeah, he's like a combat medic / priest. So he's the one
applying the drugs.
So here's the thing: in one hand, he's sticking a syringe in your butt, and with the other, he's throwing a Bible at you. But it's like 3 Bibles. So
Stanislav is how Google Translate pronounced this to me.
Stanislav.
Stanislav.
All right, there you go.
Which is interesting. Do we have anyone that
was he Catholic? I guess he must.
Yeah, someone jumped in chat and pronounced that before delays caught up. So I guess that is correct. Thank you
Muslim,
to
Catholic, and
Millennium
Christian.
Master and Google Translate for your hard work.
Oh, we love it. And now this lady? Yeah.
Who's got fucking... Is that Karapoyo in her hair?
Yeah, it's Karapoyo, but they're gold. It's beautiful.
She looks really off balance in this pose.
She looks like she's walking, with great confidence.
From ABN France. She's completed mental optimization training by use of drugs at the Mont Saint Michael, Michael or Michelle, I don't know, a research monastery. By nature, she is average P3 levels, but thanks to high detail and resource management, she is able to command immense P3 levels during missions on par with aces from all nations. She claims to have suffered a loss of some of her emotions and memories as part of this optimization training, and has been classified as a level 12 disabled veteran by the ABN Department of Health. For this, she receives a monthly allowance of €3.
That sounds pretty fucked. That doesn't sound good. That sounds really awful and dystopian. Also, as Barry's pointed out, that Priest Boy is actually a cleric, so we have a barbarian. We have our cleric, and I know who she is. She's like a sorcerer who's been like really messed up. So there you go. We got a D&D party.
I mean, this would have to be a rogue, right?
A rogue? I guess so.
You know, she's like the edgelord. She's got to be the rogue.
I suppose so. I know. I think of all sorcerers as edgelords because that's usually how I play them.
That's true. You are very edgy.
I am the most edge. I am an entire edge, dude.
All right. Well,
who's next?
I think it's interesting to look at this drug theme. I wasn't expecting to get before the story such a strong picture of like some of the issues that these teams are going to be tackling.
No, it's good. I really like it. The fact that we're like, drug use and how like kids are being forced to take drugs for their country and all that sort of fun stuff, like exploitation of the youth, all that sort of good stuff. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for the scene where she's like, I have to take the drugs in order to like be stronger, and Meow's like, don't do it. Don't take the drug. Drug is bad. And then the American bald eagle is going to salute them and say, winners don't do drugs.
Apparently it's not Karapoyo, it's a Rikushi mascot. I don't know what the difference is. I thought they were the same thing.
I don't know either. I mean, that looks pretty Karapoyo to me, but maybe I'm losing it.
Maybe you are. All right.
I thought Rikushi's mascot was Renna. Yeah. Honestly.
So this is...
She always will be to me.
Shavit. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, you take this one.
Sure.
This is Leah from ABN Israel.
From ABN Israel, a member of the ABN Peace Department's 12th Holy Agent Corps, Yiladot Shavit. Her ability to sing and dance for public relation purposes is prized even more highly than her aerial augmented infantry aptitude. Her P3 levels are not public knowledge, but she is included on lists of ABN Gauntlet Knight Aces, leaving no doubts that she possesses considerable talent. Before she joined the ABN Peace Department, she was attached to the ABN Guidance Department. Her history before that is classified due to, quote-unquote, undisclosed activities involving good deeds. That's so
right.
Good. Oh, good deeds.
So this is the, like,
very bad
police
things.
In the police state, right?
Yes.
Which is probably why they're also in uniform.
They are the non-idle police. Also voted most likely to say, star... on camera.
Absolutely, no doubt. They're already doing the star pose.
Yeah, dude. That is surprisingly close.
It is.
Yeah.
So who is this? Fatma?
Fatma. Yeah.
From ABN Turkey.
Turkey.
A member of the ABN, whatever. A popular blogger who writes about the daily life of an active duty member of the Aerial Augmented Infantry. In a poll of ABN elementary schoolers, her popularity was always in the top 3. Some reports say that before joining the ABN Peace Department, she received missionary training at the ABN Missionary Department. Her P3 levels are not public knowledge, but it's clear from her excellent movement that it's a very high number, and that her aerial augmented infantry aptitude is quite high as well.
There you go.
Is there anywhere that we know what this P3 is at all? Because it keeps coming up, and I can't, off the top of my head, think of what it is.
Maybe it's their glucose levels, but they're using the word P. I know why. This girl looks like a cutie. Oh, this is doing bad things to me. She's blushing hard. She looks adorable. Stefania.
From Romania.
From ABN,
Dude,
Romania.
We're going to have to get some good fucking accents going for this shit.
She's a former idol originally from a caravan which traveled to elementary schools all over the ABN, recruiting volunteers for monasteries of peace, which are definitely good things. It has the word peace and monastery in the name.
I agree.
Her P3 levels are not public knowledge, but in videos taken by the caravan, she achieved world-class marks. Though they came with the warning that this was just a preliminary measurement. There was an event where 20 idols were allowed to join the caravan for a trial period, but except for her, none of them showed up in later videos because they all died.
Interesting.
It's so good. It's the kind of shit I would write. This is fantastic. I love this. I love this group. I want to have them. Where's the Yellow Dot Shove It demo?
So these guys are just the pop culture squad.
Yeah, they're the pop culture secret police squad, and I
so
love
weird.
that pairing. It's perfect.
This is once again, if we touch back on the themes of peace and leadership, it kind of seems like we're angling towards critiquing what peace means and how leadership is portrayed through that. Like, you know, the going to what's the name? There's a specific like philosophical theory I'm thinking of, but the idea that like if everything is perfect, then suddenly the benchmark is moved, and you know, perfection is just ordinary.
Yeah, for sure.
The idea that we have to have some suffering to have some joy.
Yeah, for sure.
Though I don't really know if that's exactly what we're going for, but it definitely does.
I mean, I am noticing that, like, every single character, they're like, this person's P3 levels are really high, this person's really low, but they make up for it with this. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how the power levels are going to work in this story. I imagine they won't matter much because Ryukoshi is, like, dramatic timing, but, you know, it'll be exciting to see how that plays out.
Mr. Not Specified, I can't wait to hear this voiced if they ever attempt it. I wonder if they would actually try to get people with appropriate accents. I'm going to wager no.
No. Look, I would love to just do every accent in the world, but I am not that talented. And we could get other people on, but like, look.
Yeah.
This is a Jokrono Manga show. This is what we do.
One of the interesting challenges with doing translation is when you're doing like an English thing with accents, it's much easier to do accents because you know, we have a variety of nations with very distinct accents that have a very different take on it. And, you know, obviously that does exist with different regions of, you know, Eastern countries and all of those sorts of things. But when we get down to, like, trying to do Western accents in Japanese, it's just butchering the language.
Yeah, for sure.
And like it's the same way how like if I was to, you know, imitate the accent of, say, one of my fencing coaches who's Chinese, it'd just sound like absolute mocking.
Yeah, it'd sound like completely racist.
Yeah.
Even if you did the accent perfectly, it'd still be like, well, that's not okay.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily that I think that it's a problem to like authentically do the improper accent, but when you're doing a vocal performance, you need to make it clear for the audience to understand. And if I was to impersonate said coach, you wouldn't be able to understand what I was saying clearly, and that's the problem, is that you can't. It's much harder to accurately do accents in, you know, languages that they are foreign to.
This is why we have like approximate caricatures of characters rather than like actual authentic accents.
Yeah,
because a lot of the information that like when I'm picking a voice, I'm trying to not just, you know, do a fun voice, but like I'm trying to impart some information about like the intelligence and like the cadence of this character, you know.
Yeah.
Beyond just their homeland.
I mean, not to say that it's impossible, but it's just probably not worth the effort to get all the accents right. Especially when most voice actors are trained to do like the pop culture accents, which is American. For Western actors is American, British, and that's it basically.
For sure.
Like, I'm sure some of them could do, like, Scottish and Irish and stuff, but, you know, I guess Southern American as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're not professional actors. We do a good job, I think.
Yeah, your talent pool would be a lot smaller if you were trying to do accurate accents.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, cool. So we have Squad 601 and the Cairo Squad from the
Yay.
African Commonwealth realm.
What's their jam?
Immediately following World War III, a hero king shockingly united
hero
the
king?
African... Yes.
That's amazing.
Shockingly united the African continent, he built up a powerful group of nations that now forms one of the world's great factions. Rather than trying to forcibly integrate all of Africa's countries and ancient cultures and religions, the Commonwealth King ruled while serving as the highest-ranking member of all cultures and religions. While they respect tradition and culture, they have also taken up factory-managed childbirth following the AOU's example, claiming to be a new nation group that combines both tradition and the state-of-the-art. Some of the members of the royal family blame failures in national policy on other factions, taking an overtly hostile attitude in the belief that the people from other factions are looking to split Africa up into the colonies once again.
Right.
Because of the excesses of some royal family members, other factions believe the royal family is corrupt and abusing their power. More leadership.
Yay.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Squad 601, let's
Insane
have a
kind of
go.
jam.
And it also seems like this is obviously going to be playing off the Abrahamic nations because they have the very explicit mention that they didn't try unite all religions here.
Yep. It's a
Um,
geographic thing.
cool.
She looks lovely too.
Rethabile?
Rethabile.
Cool. From South Africa. Dude, we can do South African accents. We can do that.
Where's Jimmy the Sting?
Blubby prawns, or however it is. I can't do it.
Prawns. I just want some
Can't do it for
prawns.
shit.
God, that was terrible. Okay, from ASR South Africa, a member of the June 1st King's Tour Memorial Squad of the ACR Royal Aerial Night Corps.
Right,
Night
so that's
Corps?
what 601 is.
There you go.
I thought they just hadn't bothered to name the squad.
A princess in the ACR royal family and the 21st in line to the throne. All of the royal family's princes and princesses are supposedly talented Gauntlet knights with extremely high P3 levels, but she's the only one who has been seen flying in the public eye. Since she displays genius class P3 levels, has been given the best of education since infancy, and has the aptitude of an aerial augmented infantry prodigy, many call her the strongest ace in the southern hemisphere.
Alrighty.
Yeah, she's a cool warrior princess. Preferably with like a fan that she kills people with.
Yeah, there's not much to draw from, I feel.
Yeah, I
here.
mean, we're definitely getting less info as we're going on.
Yeah.
I think
She's the only one who's been seen flying in the public eye is an interesting point, though.
that is. But it
oop.
might be. Oh,
I didn't mean to close.
It might be that the characters that get like less information now are the ones that either are going to be further explored or the ones that just die instantly.
Yeah.
Like she might just die immediately, and that's what sets off this whole thing.
What if they make an
she-
English dub of the series in the future? What would that be like? It'd be like every Japanime English dub, where it's only good if you don't pay attention to the performance.
Pretty much. Just get subbed. Just get it subbed, guys. Come on. You take this guy. Yeah.
Sure.
This suave-looking dude.
My goodness, look at this man.
Look at the
Ishak.
hands on his scarves. I mean, I don't think they are hands.
So
but
what's happened here is
it's
that
amazing.
he's had someone walk up to the western bar entrance,
Yeah.
opened the swinging doors,
Yeah.
and he's put on a wind machine behind him.
Yeah. No, this man has a wind machine attached to his back, I'm sure.
This guy is clearly a showman. From ACR Algeria, a member of the 601 squad. After his 3-year-old examination, he was put into an instructive strengthening course for the Aerial Knight Corps and became an ace who fought his way up from obscurity, achieving victories against countless geniuses. Though none of his aptitudes are ace class, the history of how he won through hard work and fighting spirit is simply amazing. With his flawless performance in both martial arts and studying, as well as courtly manners he developed, he's often thought of as the Aerial Knight directly serving the royal family who best exemplifies that role.
Where's our character who's like, they just got in by luck? Like, you know that story about the guy, the like, was it
There's
ice
gotta be
skater
one.
guy who like just let everybody go in front of him and they all fell over and he
Cool.
won? That guy. I want that story in here somewhere.
Cool, so this is the Backstreet Boys.
Is Abdou.
Um,
Even from ACR Senegal. Because of a streak of bad luck, he was kicked out of the elite course despite having considerable aerial augmented infantry talent. Ishak recognized his talent and recommended him for the Aerial Knights. Rethabile took a liking to him, which brings us to the present day. His P3 level measurements are very unstable, but many people call him a diamond in the rough who stands out more and more the longer he trains.
Google Translation generated World War IV. What?
What?
What's going on, chat?
Maybe we're in World War IV now.
Jokrono seems like the type to have a wind machine. I would if I could afford one.
It's true.
Um,
I've seen the plans. I
Yeah.
know you're trying to make your own
yeah.
in your backyard.
There's none on the market that are really quite good
Yeah.
enough.
You gotta build
Cool.
your own.
Then, this is the Cairo Memorial Squad.
Yeah, Egypt people. Oh,
What
she is
the
a
fuck
dominatrix.
is that outfit?
Mwah.
I didn't
Beautiful.
really
I can
notice this
see-
as
look.
such in the trailer.
If you look like Noor, marry me. Just let me know. It's like let me know so we can get in a DM. We can just marry and that'll be it.
Oh my god. From ACR Egypt. A member of the Queen's Cairo Visit Memorial Squad of the ACR Combined Military 1st Aerial Night Corps. Her P3 levels are far from high, but she's extremely skilled at self-management techniques that allow her levels to peak out during actual combat. Despite her horrible grades when she first entered the ACR Aerial Night Corps, she eventually became the unshakable top sorcerer. Yes, scorer. I've tried to read sorcerer three times.
You got there in the end. She's not a sorcerer. She's a dominatrix scorer.
The mental concentration techniques, she says, were passed down from her ancestors and now compulsory for Aerial Night Corps across the ACR. Interesting.
There you go.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I like her.
That seems like something we could play into, though I wouldn't really know exactly how we're going to do that.
She's also just about to punch someone in the face, something like that.
Interesting. All right. Cool.
I will take this lovely lady. Oh my goodness.
This is
Load up.
Gauntlet.
She is Maid Catgirl. I am so ready for this. Gauntlet. From ACR, Ethiopia, a genius member of the Aerial Augmented Infantry who entered the ACR Ethiopian Aerial Night Corps at the age of 9. In addition to her extremely high P3 levels, she uses ultra-high-speed mental processing techniques that are subconscious even to her. How does that work? How can they be more subconscious than subconscious? And defy analysis. These are thought to be some sort of supernatural power because of the Catgirl things. The ACR Roll Brainpower Research Center investigated her for years, but they gave up on their analysis and the team was disbanded.
Wow,
what the fuck?
Poor team.
They are subconscious, but they are so subconscious that she just can't. They're beyond. They're like subconscious.
You're really leaning on a tautology here, Ben, because subconscious already means you can't like know it.
I know, but it's just like, it's such a stupid... I love it. It's just like subconscious as if there is anything beyond subconscious.
I don't think that's what it's saying.
Well, how can it be subconscious even to her? How does that work? Aren't they just always subconscious?
I mean...
How can subconscious thoughts...
You're right.
Not be subconscious to yourself?
It is a clunky translation, but I think the point is more trying to foreshadow the analysis.
It doesn't matter. It's silly.
Anyway,
it's silly.
Now we have depressed...
You get this, like, cute, quiet lady who, again, if you look like her, marry me.
Mariana.
Anyway, Mariana.
You really into depressed dominatrixes?
Yes.
From ACR Angola.
From Angola.
Of the young children who received mental training at the Lubango Toddler Brainpower Research Center, she was the only one who achieved P3 levels that could compete with the world's best. Despite the fact her aerial augmented infantry aptitude was merely average, her immense mental ability led to her having the highest grades in the ACR Angola Aerial Night Corps. Currently, the ACR Royal Brainpower Research Center has set up a research team for the sole purposes of raising her aerial augmented infantry aptitude. Okay.
There you go.
That's kind of more or less the same as the rest of the squad. They're obviously
super interesting. But hey,
her looking incredibly depressed.
I'm just like a really quiet person. And that's it. That's the last squad. Wait, no, there's more.
There's LATO, the Latin American Treaty Organization. In the early part of the A3W era, they were blessed with rich spirit fields of rare spiridium and rapidly became the most prosperous countries in the world. LATO controls the main source of the world's spiridium, so none of the other factions can say no to them. They currently function as the central axis of the world and are filled with the headquarters of various international organizations. That massive financial power is the backdrop for a strong military, and they refer to themselves as the World Police, as America once did in the B3W era. Their people are incredibly well off, and it's the number one most chosen region for places I want to be born in.
There you go.
Later citizens are wealthy and have no worries. The other factions watching them seem to be extremely jealous. Interesting. And look.
Yep. And there they are. The two characters with the blonde and the like purple bluish kind of hair. That's
very strange. Though they don't actually look a lot like the people from the previous games.
Can we just... I guess we're trying to avoid spoilers.
No, we're not at all. They don't look like Lambda and Burn.
There we go. But they do have the hair colors.
Yeah.
And they do oversee things, so it's entirely possible this is their pieces.
Like, this looks about smug enough, you know.
It could be
What's her name? Marikamen?
She's smiling too much, honestly. Like, Purple Girl needs to be smiling less, and Gold Girl needs to be smiling more. What are their names? Valentina and
Marikamen.
I mean, you take this one, I'll take the other one. Nice and easy.
From LATO, Brazil, a member of the Healthy Military Balance Oversight Committee of the International Peace Mediation Association Military. Word fucking soup. Her P3 levels in aerial augmented infantry aptitude are high, and it's estimated that she's able to wield considerable power using her personally customized Gauntlet, which is the signature of LATO. However, her true ability is unknown. Nonetheless, according to the profile of her made by the public authorities, she's dominated in South America's Endurance Combat Flying Division. Anyone can display explosive power for an instant, but the Endurance Division requires not only physical and mental strength, but also an understanding of energy maneuverability theory. This suggests that she's not only a genius, but has undergone an elite education and training.
There you go.
Okay.
He's a very powerful person.
Interesting. Now, does anyone who know Japanese tell me what word games Ryukoshi is playing in this? Because if
is there a 34 in there?
Yeah,
this is the real question.
Because that would be very much up Ryukoshi's alley.
I haven't really looked at the word games beyond the Norse runes, which we'll get to. Don't you worry about that. But if there's a 34 in there, I'm not surprised. Or a 43, maybe.
Yes. Also, perhaps the strangest military outfits I've seen in my lifetime.
I don't know what you mean. The thigh highs are perfect. I have no problems with this.
And then we have Mary
Carmen.
Marika.
You're right, actually. It'd be Marika and then Mary Carmen, I guess. Like, we're in the later.
Yes.
Here we go.
Rika. Men.
Oh, you mean you're right. There is a Rika in there for some reason.
There is. From Later, Mexico. Go for it.
Get out of here. This is my character.
I was just reading Mexico because I like Mexico.
A member of the
Shout out
Healthy
to
Military
Mexico.
Balance Oversight Committee of the International Peace Mediation Association.
Too many words.
You gotta say it. It's the She has a natural talent for acrobatic flying, and it's thought that she would have been guaranteed a medal if she had been able to participate in the Battle Sand Festival. Why not? Why not? She's been in the acrobatics division so long, many thought she was more suited for combat, but later it was revealed that she was a star pupil who received combat training at a special institution. It's suspected that her true power is an unknown quantity. Some kind of 1 in 1,000 chance, maybe, even within later. When she formed a rot? With Valentina, it was thought that her power would finally be revealed, but she's only gotten so scores so far. She remains an unknown miraculous quantity of random number chances.
I feel like Rota is a word that we've seen in this before.
I don't know. I mean, there was
not today,
Ket.
but
Ket is a word that we've seen. I don't know what a rot is.
Interesting. I wonder if it's just the translations changed again, and it's the same thing.
It has been pointed out that Valentina and Lambda Delta are the same number of syllables. That's a connection.
That's tentative, but I'll take it.
That was from the March Hare.
I can see it. It's on my screen right now.
Yeah, dude.
All right, what's in the shop? Let's have a look. Just because I'm curious before we wrap this up.
As Rukasu
Musakiro
points out, it's Mexican Rico. Yes, this is true.
Mexican Rico.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have at least 2 items on the agenda, and I will not let you go without discussing them. But
that's right. I'm just going to put this on screen so that the people have something to stare at.
So they don't get bored.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't just leave us in the cold. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we still got like 50 people in here. You guys are the best.
Yeah, we've stayed pretty
consistent. Sticking with us for like 2.5 hours of this day. Oh, I thought this was going to be a quick in and out, but we're here now.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to share with you some things.
Yes.
So Celeste Castle, at Celeste Castle on Twitter, go follow her. She's great. She's begun an attempt to translate the runes that show in the like UI.
Yeah.
And she's sorted them out into the different like strings, the different lines of runes. The first string. See the smoke of her burning shall weep and beat their breasts over thee who had fornicated and experienced lovers with her, standing a long distance away for the horrors of here. The second string, and mourn over her because no one buys their cargo anymore. Cargo of gold, silver, precious stones, and pearls, and of linen, silk, purple, and scarlet cloth, and every aromatic woo. And then the third string is stead, for has left you, yes, all the luxuries and the splendor have vanished from you, and never shall men find them again. Those merchants who became rich from her will send afar off for wood, 4 string.
Yes.
The place and mariners and such as work, the sea stood afar off, ate and cried out, watching the smoke of her fire, saying what Kits is like, the great Kits, and through dust above. 5th string, saints and apostles and prophets for God has educated sour redress for her, and a powerful angel lifted up a stone, like a great millstone, giant millstone, and threw it into the sea, saying, wit. And then keens and flutists and trumpeters will never more be heard in you, nor will any craftsman of any skill be found in you any more, nor the sound of question marks heard in you any more, and thee. And she points out, yes, the random 8 is in there and the odd spelling. Runes don't have all the vowels of English, but she did her best. And yeah, they are Revelation Bible verses, and they're all about the fall of Babylon. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I'm obviously not the Bible expert here.
I'm supposed to be.
What do we know about the fall of Babylon in terms of
Babylon? I mean, we know that Babylon was like an incredibly like successful city, right?
Yeah.
Or civilization. And it fell apart. I'm trying to remember my old Bible text. I should have prepared for this, but it was Babylon where the Israelites were kept as like slaves, I believe. I believe that's the same civilization. And so that's what it's talking about, how like, I mean, it ties in with all the themes we've had about like, we're going to have the peace and it's going to be great and we all love each other and civilization will thrive. And then Babylon, like, the kind of story is that, like, in Revelations, when the end of the world comes, you know, castles and great armies and riches of the earthly world are not what's going to save you from Revelation. It's the love that you have in God, and that's what's going to save you from the fire and hell.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
That's where that goes. But of course, in Revelation is, you know, it's Judgment Day, and it will come like a thief in the night, which is not part of the runes, but that's just part of Christian mythology. That, like, nobody's supposed to know that Revelations is coming. It's just gonna happen. It could happen right now, and nobody would be able to predict it. And that any prophets and apostles who come, you know, after Jesus' followers, claiming that they know when the end of the world is going to be, are false prophets. That indeed there is going to be a false, like, savior who comes just before the end of the world happens, and lead many people astray. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what details are relevant right now.
Yeah.
I definitely will have more when we read the first episode, because, like, I mean, that's going to pop up every time the UI flashes.
Yeah.
It has to be significant. But that's the rundown of Revelations.
That's yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting, like, going back to the concept of leadership and peace, the idea of, like, faith in those that, you know, lead your nations.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's obviously the connection that stands out to me there, though I wonder if there's anything else.
Something else that he might pull from is that Revelations, one of the big parts is that, I don't know who it is, but there's this apostle, like, meets God, and God's, it's the Lamb. The Lamb says, "Open the seals of the scrolls," and every time the scroll is opened, something bad happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, floods and famine and war and all that shit. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So I would not be at all surprised if over the 4 episodes we get the same kind of deal. And I don't think it'll be like, you know, like the epitaph in Umaneko, where we, like, follow out everything, like, give it a start and we follow it out. But it will be super duper easy to just have, you know, we know that each of these, the 10 seals or whatever of judgment will be opened. We just don't know what order it's going to be in each time, or who's going to, like, carry out those like elements of judgment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at right now.
All right. Well, that's super interesting. I think definitely the themes that stand out the most to me going into this are clearly peace and leadership. You know, obviously there's the friendship and, you know, romance that we have kind of carrying over from Higurashi there, but it doesn't seem like they're quite as in a spotlight.
No. I mean, we got the power of teamwork and friendship and such, but you're right. Like, we're going to be looking at teamwork and friendship in the context of these people, like, appointed leader by a government power. You know, it's not like in Higurashi where, like, Mion's like, I'm Uncle Mion, I'm in charge of this group of scallywags. It's like, no, the government is paying us money, 3 euros apparently, to, like, lead this squad. And if failure happens, like, there are huge repercussions to that.
Alrighty. Well, before we wrap up, we'll take another final round of questions if you guys have anything. So let us know in chat, and otherwise we will be wrapping up in about 7-ish minutes on Q2 as far as our clock is concerned.
Well, we get through this quick. I have to talk about Blades in the Dark. So
we do have to talk about Blades in the Dark.
Very
so let's talk
briefly.
about that while we're waiting for questions to come in.
Sure.
So yeah, we mentioned Blades in the Dark earlier, which is a role-playing game.
It is. It's a role-playing game.
It's our favorite.
It's
Go
a
ahead,
tabletop
Eds.
role-playing game. I take full credit for finding it. I just was watching some nerds on the internet doing role-play stuff. Shout out to Roleplay.
Yes.
And John Harper particularly is the guy who designed the game. But basically, it's a fiction-first role-playing game. It has a lot less, like, statistical rules than D&D and other games you might have played like that or heard of, and that's why I enjoy it. It's a pretty fast and loose system, but it's about steampunk, like, criminals in a world that is post-apocalypse. And, like, when it was talking about Spiridium and how, like, that could be, like, the energy of the soul, that's part of the, like, lore of Blades in the Dark world.
Yeah.
That the gates of death were closed, and ghosts, like, rise up out of people's bodies when they die, and there's a group of people, like police, called the Spirit Wardens, who bottle up ghosts in little bottles, and they mix that with demon blood, which is it's so edgy, I love it.
Yeah.
And that's what they use to, like, power trains that, like, run all over the continent.
Yeah, it's very, very similar to the way Spiridium was framed here.
Absolutely.
And particularly, sorry, I forgot who actually made the comment in chat here, but I do think that whoever said in chat that, you know, maybe it's the spirit of ghosts, like,
I would love that.
The idea that after the Third World War, all those who died in it have just become the energy source. That is like...
You know how there was that comment about how, like, there were 20 idols that went to this caravan and then none of the others showed up?
Mm-hmm.
What if the people with high P3 levels who don't show aptitude for, like, murder, they, like, bottle them up and turn them into a power source?
Dude,
I'm just saying.
that's insane.
That's all that I want in the world. Let's go for
all right,
dystopia.
cool. All right,
Questions.
cool.
Let's
Jokrono, when will you release your culprit theory? Tuesday. Anime is cancelled. The weebs rise up in a rebellion, which causes World 3.
That's it.
Is
That
there a
sounds
TL
right.
of the OP lyrics? Don't know, Spidey.
I don't
I
know.
would have asked you. Who's your favorite character so far, judging by design and backstory alone?
Jaden.
Yeah, I think
Jaden is obvious. He drew dicks above
Florida
dude.
Man. Florida Man.
He drew dicks.
Spirit Punk. Is that like a thing that exists as Spidey, or is that just something that you've thrown at this?
I think he's just thrown at us.
Because I'd be totally down to call it Spirit Punk.
Yeah,
I think
heard
that's a
what
pretty
we ended
decent.
up at. Yeah.
Cool. Oh man, who was my favorite so far? That's an interesting question.
Is it not Jaden?
I mean, I'm most excited to see what Okanogi's doing here.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's the obvious answer. That's like a cheat
But
answer.
I mean, I don't easily pick favorite characters because I
Yeah,
don't tend to get attached to them very easily.
I mean, in terms of teams though, I'm definitely like the non-idol police force.
Yeah.
I love them conceptually so much, and I've written things like that in the past. Like, I want to see this conceptually like a real thing. Glad to be here, guys. Thanks.
Thank you,
Griff1081. Glad to be here too, and glad to have you. So many people showing up to watch us just shout about weeb shit. This is
is
great.
there a translation of the OP lyrics? Fuck, I'm stupid. I didn't know what that meant.
What did you think it? What?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't live in this world
No,
normally.
I don't know. I've been trying to keep on top of that, and I have not seen a translation. There's a link to the server.
Yes, the Hinamizawa Discord,
Hinamizawa
which
server.
is a an 07th expansion discussion
Yep.
board that's
Oh,
largely
slash
focused around
playthroughs.
Yeah.
The main thing is that they make a channel for literally anyone who's like, I want a playthrough channel, and they just do it, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good fun, and
good.
it's very, very good about their spoiler rules. Just don't spoil the Sixth Sense. You're not allowed to do that.
No, I could never spoil that he was dead all along.
Yeah.
I could never spoil that at all. That's just a terrible idea.
Yeah. Cool. It is your term,
We will
Spidey.
steal
Yeah,
it.
I'll totally
Done.
use that. I
Spirit
think
Punk.
it's kind of cool. G-Chan, I do play favorites. I just take a while to pick my favorites.
Yeah, at the end of EP4, we're like, well, actually, I think Meow was pretty cool. You know, he was a good boy.
Cool. Don't forget that Takano was in it too. Yeah, that is super exciting. I don't really know what we're getting at there. That's super enticing to me, because the implications of crossing over these stories in more than just Ryukishi's standard characters as actors thing,
Yeah.
is super fun.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
I think that's about...
we'll stick around for a bit if you guys have any more questions.
We got 3 minutes. Plenty of time.
I'm interested to see the AI tech here because, you know, obviously for us in the modern day we have Google and Alexa and Siri and all of those fun things.
Yeah.
And now we have Karapoya who has SAS.
Oh my God.
Tony, what else are we uploading? We are uploading Higurashi playthrough at the moment. We've done a full Umineko playthrough. I don't know if you've watched these. I haven't seen you in the comments before. But we will be uploading a Ciconia playthrough. We're still debating on the format, as we said earlier in today's stream. We're probably going to have one of us alternate reading ahead on each chapter just so that we have a bit of a plan going into it. Though we're obviously still going to not spoil it for the other because that would be awful and cruel of us.
That would be very silly. I would never spoil you. I hope you know that. Not even the smallest thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess while we're talking about the other things we do, we also have Death of the Reader, which is a murder mystery fiction radio show and podcasts, which you can find on our channel as well as at 2ser.com, and that's 2ser.com, and on all of your favorite streaming podcast platforms.
Yeah, and that is 107.3 if you're in Australia, in Sydney, and you can tune in live. We're also doing a Higurashi playthrough, obviously. That's the good shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're just in recording. We're just about to finish Sumo Horoboshi.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
I think today or tomorrow is the plan.
We probably would have finished it today if this hadn't taken so much longer than we thought.
That's why I said or. We'll have to have a chat about that. But we're doing it. We're up to the final episode. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
I'm ready to just die on the inside.
Yeah.
Spoilers for our playthrough.
Yeah, I think the other thing I'm really excited going into this game, especially now that we have done Death of the Reader, is coming into it with like explicit mystery knowledge. Because obviously when we went through Umineko, I spent a lot of time reading like some short murder mystery stories, and I think the longest novel I read was a Simon Brett novel, and those were like super informative, but I didn't really understand the genre as distinctly as I do now having done Death of the Reader.
For sure.
So,
So what we're saying is you'll solve it in 5 minutes, and then, all pressure's on you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't have super high expectations for myself because obviously Ryukishi plays his game pretty differently from everyone else. But, you know, I still have confidence that I'll be able to pick apart how he's playing the game, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Jokrono is the expert for once?
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, I'm looking forward to getting a chance to go in this fucking hard and loose. I mean, you know, I don't have the best track record on this show, but I haven't really had a chance to, so I'm looking forward to getting that chance.
Fantastic.
Because I have had some fun doing some theorizing for some other novels.
Yeah.
Shout out to Little Busters. Fucking what a blast of a ride that was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading a Ryukishi novel and getting the chance to not just, you know, tiptoe around spoilers, but to actually like go
it's kind
crazy.
of fun because for you, you've always, you know, you're typically more about the like fun, goofy theories and how those would work.
I am always the person who says what would be the most fun theory.
Yeah,
I don't care as much about actually solving the story as I do about just like, this would be the dream twist. Please let it be this.
And that's something that I think, at least from the visual novels I've seen, which admittedly is not many, tends to actually be the case. So you're pretty much on home turf for trying to solve this, which should be super fun.
This is gonna be a blast. I'm so ready.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, we will be over on the Hinamizawa Discord in our Higurashi channel and the Ciconia demo channel if you guys have any further questions. But that is it for today's stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to 2SER for lending us the studios.
Also, go follow Magus Verborn on Twitter because I need to get to 200. Just do that
you can get us both at Flex and Herds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you want to send us questions there.
Sure.
Final questions as they're coming through before we wrap the stream. Will you do the console arcs for Higurashi when they come out on the Manga Gamer release, I think?
Yes.
It depends on how quickly Arc 8 comes out for Higurashi, but we'll kind of see it there. Magus vs. Jokrono point system, maybe. That's actually a pretty good suggestion. We'll look into it, Mr. Not Specified.
It makes sense. If we can't get points for Ryukishi for, like, getting voices wrong, then, I mean, it's the obvious choice.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
We can
Alrighty.
fight.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be in those channels. That is the stream for today, and we will see you next time.
You guys are lovely. Bye.